1.
Hello, boys! We're back.
There we go.
He likes it. We're back for episode, I'm guessing, 433 of the MMA Analysis podcast. No Lance this week. I think we're all better off. Probably contracted COVID. But we do got 2 Canadians and, the Sodsman. It's all good. He's the Kentucky gentleman.
Lance is scared of the little guys. That's what it is.
He's the drive-through liquor master. He's back with us. He ain't touching nobody. Let's start with him. Wes, how you doing? How you meandering through life these days?
Hey, man, we're hanging in there. We're trying to do about what we're supposed to. I still gotta go out and handle business, but it's slower than usual for sure. Trying to stay away from the old people, don't want to take out an entire subdivision of customers or anything. So
or of the populace, yeah.
But yeah, man, we're hanging in there. Looking forward to watching another one of these old cards and having a few drinks.
I knew Sean. You're still in isolation mode. Definitely out traveling less than Wes. You do show me your bandana game. That seems to be becoming a thing.
Yeah. My dad has some legit N95 masks. He's got 20 of them or some shit. So at some point, probably this weekend, I'll go snipe some of those. So then
those are like diamonds at these times.
Yeah, those have real currency.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's hard to be motivated right now. Not gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
It's hard for me to be motivated.
It's just
and I have to deal with people every day.
Yeah, that must be tough.
Yeah, sometimes you have those moments and you're just that's fine.
Break.
Yeah, well, because there's no lunch period, and I just kind of start drifting into the certain hours, and I'm just.
You gotta start working for that Just Eats company, Jay.
That's not happening.
Get that Just Eats Power Hour.
Oh yeah, that's right. How could I forget? That's a different kind of power eating.
That's probably highlight of the day. That was up there.
That was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, they're real smart people over there. Bradford. So I think this episode or the content of this episode, I think, was inspired by you. You were hoping for a WEC watch.
I got a quick question though. Is Brad on the TRT? Can we talk about this?
What's Brad doing at home?
This man is swell. He's fucking swell.
At home is
he's getting kind of beefy over there.
I'm telling you, this
right.
fucking dude's swell.
He's like a fine gin.
No space for cardio in quarantine.
He's a beef eater, man. Beef eater.
Curls all day.
Yeah.
Beer and beef, huh?
That's right. And I got nothing. Anyways, I love the WEC. It is kind of after Pride folded. MMA was a dark place for a little bit. It was, how
does that compare to now, Brad? Would that be the dark ages, or is this truly like the monolithic ages?
The dark ages were great in comparison to what's going on today. So.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not talking about coronavirus. I'm talking about when the fights are actually happening. Man, stuff today, bullshit. But yeah, WEC was great. I was lucky to have discovered it pretty early in their TV run. So not quite the HDNet days, because it took forever for us to get HDNet up in Canada.
I had it.
The satellite usually.
Yeah, I had to get. I got a couple events towards the end of 2007, but that was with a special cable provider. I think Shaw was the only one that had it, Sean.
Yeah.
But once they switched over, they got to deal with TSN up here, which is like our ESPN, and cards were on Sunday nights. There was a bar right around the corner from my place that did 45-cent wings. Or sorry, that was there on Sunday nights, and the bar did 45-cent wings on Sunday nights. So
That's a good
we
price.
used to go hit up the bar and watch some excellent MMA for the most part. Once they got rid of some of the divisions we'll see tonight.
So a dozen wings for under $6 Canadian.
They did pretty decent numbers in hindsight. Like, I was looking at some of these cards. Like, WEC 31 did like 630,000 on Versus.
Yep.
No, you can't look at those numbers back then, man.
Yeah, people watched a lot of MMA back then. They really
That's
did.
true. And there was less. There was also less channels back then.
There was
but those are bigger than the
Versus?
numbers that Versus did with UFC.
Oh yeah, I guess they did have some cards on Versus.
Versus or Fuel.
Oh, I guess.
It started on
Fuel.
Yeah,
Fuel, or did Fuel become Versus? It
was the same channel. Yeah, they kind of
Versus became Fuel.
Yeah,
I remember Versus had hockey. That was like their big thing.
Yeah, they kind of switched like Spike did to
Holy
like
shit,
Paramount.
John Jones beat Brandon Vera on a UFC on Versus 1 card, and JDS knocked out Gabriel Gonzaga.
I don't think it was long lived on Versus though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who owned Versus. I don't remember. What year was that?
So that first
did
one
they
was
only
in
have
2010?
Did they only have like one switch? Didn't they switch that channel like a couple times? Rebranded it.
Was Versus a Fox channel?
I'm not sure.
How many?
Yeah.
That's an NBC SN. That's what it's turned into.
Well, then that sponsor that didn't last very long because then they went to Fox later in 2010, if I remember correctly. Because the first Fox card I think was December of 2010.
Looks like they had a bunch. Let's see.
When was the first Fox card?
6.
Unless that was even later. Because when was the Kane versus JDS fight? I could have sworn that was 2010 on Fox. Unless it was 2011.
That was 2011. End of 2011.
So that's when the Fox partnership started. Yeah. So probably there was like a 12.
So UFC on Versus was the last one on Versus, and it was on October of 2011.
Yeah, the deal.
Right before
once the Fox deal ended, they got everything went to there. So the Versus thing was probably only like a year and a half.
Yeah, it was like pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it was short-lived.
Yeah, but now you get it on ESPN Plus now.
That's fun. Yeah. I think my most annoying thing about the partnership with Fox, or the ESPN now, is the fact that for a while you had to keep switching like between the prelim and the main card. I'm just like, it's on the same platform. You're literally like, oh, this card is an ESPN Plus card, but there's like 3 different components of it, and you're watching on ESPN Plus, but you had to turn off that feed and turn on another ESPN Plus feed just to see the main card. It never made sense to me.
I think it was something to do with how they were keeping those clips together so they could.
But they could have broke that off after, after the card, they could have just split. However they did it. It was just an. What's up?
It's not always about the U.S. I know it's usually like that.
How dare you say that?
They have to. Yeah,
we never had that problem.
Audiences.
Got the most wonderful country in the world.
What did I miss? My wife came in here and she's on the wine tonight.
Oh shit!
Oh, tell her cheers.
Is that a Malbec?
Is that a Malbec? Yeah. Is it?
No, that's actually some blackberry from that.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, you're talking about that. Yeah. No, we were gotten the concept of Versus because we're talking about WEC, and then we were trying to figure out how many UFC cards were on Versus and how long that lasted for.
Well, on Versus, there was like
Brad. Was that only? Was that Versus and Fuel?
And Fuel, yeah. Fuel had more.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Fuel definitely had more because Fuel is a Fox channel.
The first
they did it until they rebranded to FS1 or FS1 and FS2.
The first I was going to say Versus was more of like the FX to like I don't know, some other shitty Fox product.
Versus was more like Speed TV. It had like it was more like sports centric, but it was like extreme sports, if I remember.
Well, it was like Speed and then OLN, and then.
But I thought that's what Fuel was, though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They rebranded that channel more than once. It was Speed and Outdoor some shit. Yeah,
Outdoor Network. Right. Yeah, maybe that's what Versus. Maybe it was Outdoor Network, and then
I know it was
Versus.
I know it
is. And then it was before it came Versus. It was Outdoor Life Network or whatever.
And then I think that ended up dwarfing into NBC Sports Network.
Yeah.
The first live UFC card I went to was on Versus, the one here.
It was a big deal back at the time. Like the card before this one that we're going to talk about, we're talking about WEC 35, by the way, folks. But WEC 34 was the first card on Versus to go over 1 million viewers.
And what fight was that, Brad?
5.
That was Faber and Pulver.
And then
we'll do Uriah Faber. WEC, definitely. He's the Mount Rushmore of the WEC.
People were yearning for fights back then. Like they wanted to, you didn't get them every single fucking week back then.
Brad, you see that undercard? That's
a
ridiculous
on
undercard.
34.
Yeah. Dominic Cruz fighting. Aldo fought on it. Jeff Curran, Mike Brown, Danny Castillo, and Cowboy Cerrone all fought on the undercard.
So who ran WEC? Who was the financier?
Or I don't know the money.
Well, it was Zuffa at this point.
No, before that.
Before that, it was Reed Harris and I want to say Scott Adams.
Yeah, that's it. Scott
and
Adams.
he had a couple fights in the UFC as well. Actually, he had a weird leg lock battle back in the UFC 20s. It was kind of to watch.
And in Sacramento is kind of their main point, right? It was kind of their mecca, right?
If
I remember.
California was huge with
California, and then they did some of the other ones in Vegas as well. Right. Once Zuffa bought them, but before Zuffa, it was all California.
That's where Joe Martinez comes from.
Lemoore, Tachi, baby.
Josh Rosenthal. He repped all
selling
of them.
out the trunk.
Yeah, going out after the fights and selling them all the good medicine, the good green medicine.
Oh man, there's some great things.
Pastor Rosenthal, right?
Yeah,
or Rabbi Rosenthal.
Dude, back in the day, it was wild, man. He was like the ref for every fight, the cut man. If you got cut, Rosenthal was the one that was fucking fixing your face and shit.
He did everything. He was man, that's a nice job.
It was
they
wild.
They finally got paid for what they deserved.
He was one of the first refs to wear like the latex gloves while he was repping because of that.
That's why.
He was the cut man.
That makes sense.
He didn't want to have to throw them on in the corner after he was done repping the ring.
Trying to avoid any potential HIV concerns. I understand.
Those early WC cars, man, outdoors and at a fair and shit, man. There was more Nazi tattoos and shit on those motherfuckers. I swear it's wild, dude.
That's what they made. That's what they modeled Sons of Anarchy on, man.
Yeah,
it was good stuff. Yeah, Northern California is a different world.
Yeah, sure.
You go down south, man.
Redlands country. We understand how things go there.
All right. Well, do we want to get into this event, or do we need a little preamble to it, Jay?
I think it would give sense to give a short preview of what we had, like what the WEC was kind of going into this, and
yeah. So this is pretty soon after the WEC was bought by Zuffa. I think it was only so this card took place in August 2008. I think Zuffa bought them in like December of 2016 or 2006. Sorry. Yeah. So they'd only owned them for like a year and a half at this point, and this is when they were really starting to like transition hard down to the lighter weight classes. So
poaching. The UFC was just poaching.
Yeah, the UFC was taking.
Did they ever have heavyweights, Brad?
They used to have.
It was middleweight the highest they got.
They used to have.
I don't remember that
super
at all.
heavyweights.
That was
back
early,
in the day.
Brad. What was that?
Way back then, Mike Kyle.
What the hell is a super heavyweight?
Rico fought there after he flamed out of the UFC and got fat.
Yeah. Rico Rodriguez.
LeVar Johnson was down there and shit. Like,
yeah.
Oh, LeVar?
The
Yeah, he started there.
Irvin was
James Irvin was
champion once upon a time.
him and LeVar fought a couple times down there. Mike Kyle was down there just going ham on fucking people.
Yeah, it was a wild place. But yeah, they had heavyweight and super heavyweight. But I think as soon as UFC bought them, they got rid of both of those. And then the fight that we're going to see, or one of the fights that we're going to see here, was the last light heavyweight title fight in WC history. So they really started to transition out of that game and focus on the lighter weight classes. So.
Yeah, Brian Stan made a pretty good name for himself over there.
What about my boy Steve Canwell?
Yeah.
He's the can man.
There's actually odds on this card.
Oh yeah, always a good thing to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that Faber Pulver fight was really big for WEC and ended up in them actually getting attention, getting odds and stuff like that. People take him seriously.
Pulver was a big name around that time, man. He was,
and he made Faber the lighter weight guy.
Put him over. Yeah.
Yep.
Put him over. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. All right, Nishant, tell us when we should queue this up, the file, and or we can just lock it in the timestamp I see at the top.
No, I want to listen to that sweet intro.
Yeah, it's
good.
different.
I'll just count it down 3, 2, 1, and then
All right.
everybody will hit play or hit the space bar, whatever you're doing. So WC 35. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tribal tattoo.
Oh yeah, I love how it starts with tattoos. Okay.
Yeah,
This always
stereotypic.
You remember that EA MMA game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They made more than one of those, didn't they?
Yeah.
Wes, were you a player of that? As a video game guy?
Yeah, I played it a little bit.
Any good?
Yeah, it was all right for the time.
Yeah, because it had like Fedor and stuff like that, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the EA one did.
Yep. Fedor and Randy.
But
That's why he had his like
look
holdout
at some
back
baby
then.
face Condit.
Yep.
Ooh.
3 title fights on this card.
They had some fun
Yes,
fight. I
sir.
mean, Jamie Varner just always madness. Like,
This is so late 2000s MMA intro right here. It's so
Yeah, it
is.
this was MMA like pretty good though, man. This was a pretty good time.
Oh yeah. Marcus Hicks, he fought in the UFC, didn't he?
Oh, my boy Varner.
Yeah, I think he was on an undercard.
Jamie
He
Varner
got
barely
smoked.
put a boring fight out there, man. That guy was.
The Rhino got knocked dead.
He was on the early WEC days. He was one of their first heavyweight champs, I believe.
Yeah. He always used to talk about the KDs instead of the KOs.
Yeah.
So it was a 4-fight main card or
Yeah,
5-fight?
4.
All of these WCs that are good that we were looking at were all like quick, great main cards, man.
Yeah.
The Hard
Yeah.
Rock Hotel in Vegas, huh?
Like, even if they put the commercials back into
Oh,
this, the
shit.
pacing still ends up being good.
Todd
Todd
Harris.
Yep, we got the Todd.
And
Oh, we got
Yep.
Mir. Here we go. Why does
I
Mir
think
always look
at
like a
this
deer in
point-
headlights? Like he just woke up.
Because somebody might come out of nowhere and punch him, Jay.
Yeah, oh, he's so
You
scared.
can't
yeah.
handle that shit.
I'm new and improved Frank Mir.
Oh shit.
How many times do we
Hey,
hear
at
that
least we
over?
don't have to deal with. This isn't a Miguel Torres fight, so we don't have to deal with the Mir love fest for that dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like Condit came out of the womb.
It's
with
got to
that.
be like his favorite fighter
beard.
ever. It has to be. It's got to be
think
Mir's
so.
like easily his favorite fighter ever.
Jamie Varner's first title defense.
I always liked Varner.
just a wild man.
Yeah, he was a fun, entertaining fighter. Had a little bit of everything. Probably great at nothing, but like pretty decent at just about everything.
He Miles won with like a broken ankle, didn't he?
What fight was that?
Jeremy
Was that
said,
Jeremy just wants me to flex again.
"Yeah, it's good to see him back." I'm telling you, Jeremy. I said earlier. I
Man,
mean, we got to start asking his Brad on the
Wow.
TRD. Like,
I
we
don't
really
even
have
think
to ask
you could
that.
even shave to the level of just pure skin that Steve Cantwell had. And that, I mean, my goodness, like how is that even possible? Like he's just oiling himself up. This is like a prime '80s action flick.
I don't understand how Frank Mir's cardio was so shitty at this point when his face was so skinny.
Yeah.
God, then he bulked up because of Brock, and he
Because
was
of
like,
Brock.
and he
One
was
man.
done, and he literally had like a minute and a half of cardio and was done.
Man.
So about the same.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that was such a beatdown, that second fight.
I mean, he was getting busted up pretty bad in the first one.
That's
you know?
true. He was just able to pull some shit out of his
Yep.
ass, though.
Oh, that was
Brock was a freak.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Brian Bowles
Was
never
this
really amounted to what he could have been.
Yeah, injuries, man. He's brittle. But he
Yeah.
was at this time, he was great.
Man, Damasio, he was fun, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, didn't Brian Bowles get caught with like some drugs and shit too?
There was
Kinda
something
derailed
like
his
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of derailed his shit. He was like done in MMA.
Was it amphetamines?
Yeah, something like that. And he never fought again, I don't believe.
I don't think so. I think he fought once in the UFC and then something happened. And that was it.
drug shit happened.
No,
yeah,
he fought 4 times in the UFC.
No, he fought a
did
bunch
he?
of times.
Yeah, you might be right.
As
Yeah.
one of his fights in the UFC, he beat Page in the same way at the same time as in this fight.
But Bowles looked like a shell of the fighter he used to at that point when after this happened. So he might have been getting cut anyway, if I remember correctly.
I was watching a WC not long ago with some Antonio Banuelos before before he got all the tattoos and shit, and it seemed kind of weird. Now that dude's got head tattoos and all. But yeah, Damasio Page was fun, man.
He fought
Drug and
Bellator
weapon
after
charges.
Page too.
I can't remember where he went. Is that probably Hackelman's only other great fighter? Did he ever really have anybody else? Maybe Glover or Glover a little bit. He trained.
Glover's a trainee of nobody. He's a trainee of the garage. Okay.
He trained with Chuck and them for quite a while. But Banuelos is about the only other guy I can think that was really halfway big out of
Hackelman.
Yeah.
The pit elevated.
Look, he got some fucking hair going on.
So Brian Bowles got arrested for possession of meth.
I thought it was amphetamines. I could have sworn.
Yeah. And weapons. Yes.
Oh. Joe Martinez is still better than Buffer. I don't care what anybody says.
In Georgia.
Yeah, that's
I know Wes
down
agrees
there
with me.
in Georgia, baby.
Wes, you agree with me?
What's that?
Joe Martinez better than Buffer.
Oh, by miles at this point. But Buffer's like a caricature of what a fucking
man.
of what a ring announcer should be. He's like a circus, 3-ring circus caller.
Yeah.
Joe Martinez is like your classic fucking boxing announcer, which is what I like. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig.
What he doesn't like Buffer now when there's a big fight or something like that. He takes way too fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Like Martinez would always give it some flair, but he would get to the point and get to the fight. He knows people aren't there to see him.
Yeah, I mean it's become to where Buffer has fighters like giving him high fives and shit because he's got status and shit. Like
he's like, what's up, homie? Yeah, it's like, dude, get out of here. What'd you say?
Buffer makes more than probably 90% of fighters.
Yeah, that's right. The
I was trying to figure out one time, like, what do you think Buffer is bringing in besides having all his expenses paid for? You think he's getting like $50,000 a card?
I'd probably more than that.
If it's that high. Add that up. I mean, he fucking.
That would be like $2 million a year.
I mean, I watched a story on him, and he's the one that licensed Michael. He licensed that with his brother. Like they're worth millions of dollars. The video game and shit they did, like he's a Buffer. Both of them are smart businessmen. Mainly fucking Bruce Buffer. He's the one that got his brother fucking as famous as he is.
Yeah. Michael was just lucky he had the voice.
Yeah. His brother had the fucking idea and how to license it and shit.
One is way more charismatic than the other, though.
Yeah. What's the age difference between those guys?
I assume the boxing one is a little older than them.
Oh, yeah. He's quite a bit older, I believe. He's like I'm pretty sure it's quite a bit.
And Bruce just wants to go out and like play poker and hang out with chicks. I'm convinced like part of the reason he does MMA certain gigs still is like, oh, it's near some sort of casino or whatever. I can go play.
Imagine the trim that guy's gotten.
That's nice.
Damasio was fun, man.
Yeah, he just like these guys came in and they're swinging. It's beautiful.
This was literally the peak of MMA at this
lower
point,
weight
probably,
classes,
right? In terms of advertiser interest and just general.
Yeah, it was right. It was still probably going up at this point. Like these cards were doing 600,000, 700,000, 800,000 viewers and shit. Like this was. Yeah,
and pay-per-views were regularly doing 1 million buys.
Yeah, this was around that time. I mean, it had a good run for quite a few years there at its peak, and then they got greedy and wanted to do 1,700 fucking cards a year.
Yeah, it's definitely part of it. I'm sure. I mean, just like any other thing, it's not new anymore, and that definitely takes away some of the luster. Yeah.
Oversaturation is a big part of why it's gone down. That is a huge reason. I mean, like you see how
I'm not in it as much anymore.
See how people are reacting right now? Like I just read the other day, like we just now passed like the longest we've been without a UFC card. It's been since like 2007 or something since we went this long without a UFC card. And that was regular back then. We didn't get cards, but once a month and shit. And look how the community is acting right now. They would literally like buy an island, fucking kill everybody. I don't care. Get cage fights. Like imagine.
Well, that's how we used to feel. We used to want
I mean, it would be really cool if we went back to like a system where,
imagine the traffic and shit that websites used to get. Because you'd go to them every other day and see if there's fight announcements and
talk about the fights that are coming up. And
it would be pretty cool if we had like a 6-division sport with like 20 or 25 guys in each division.
Bulls was gassed here, man.
Nasty.
Oh, that's in. That's over.
Oh, he was gassed.
Oh, it's over.
Fucking gassed.
Oh yeah, that was pretty awesome. He had a great guillotine though.
Page put himself in that position.
That was filthy.
I think he was going to win that fight. Bulls
that is that's dare I say almost Do Bronx level.
But Bulls always had a great guillotine.
He had his arm locked up too.
WEC was the land of guillotines.
Yeah,
between Bulls, Ben Henderson back then used to finish people.
Oh yeah,
Faber in his prime was fucking nasty on that front choke like it.
Dude, he was good as not. He's had a good guillotine all the way through. Even at the very end, he was able to guillotine people.
At that point, that was the only thing he had. Everybody knew.
That was such a fuck up to get his hand caught in there.
Yeah,
he might have been able to get out, but for some reason he tried to lift because he thought he was gonna slam him or something. I don't know why he put his arm.
I don't know why he didn't just slam him at that point.
I mean, wouldn't the sport be way cooler if we had like a 20-guy division instead of like a 60 or 70 guy division?
Right.
5 or 6 divisions of that, and just every fight would be top 25 dudes.
Brad rocking those Marley legs now, ain't you?
Oh wow!
I'll have to get up and show the calf next.
Got a tattoo on there.
That was good. So Bulls was a -240 favorite. Did you already say that, Sean?
No, I didn't. I was just gonna say that.
Okay.
Ooh, that's an ugly looking t-shirt.
So He was supposed to win this fight.
we got a Rory Markham side, or no, that's what the fuck is his name? It's Rory, ain't it Rory's?
Rory who?
The fucking guy in the back,
yeah.
the coach.
Rory Singer.
Yeah, Rory Singer. Hell, he had some UFC fights, man. Like shit.
He looks like a fucking goof.
Yep.
He is a goof.
Yeah. There is that weird like Georgia segment of MMA in this time period. There was just a bunch of weird dudes.
Who?
Like you can kind of throw Forrest in there too.
He kind of got him a little more shine at the gyms down there, though. They gave those guys some chances, you know.
Yeah.
There was one decent gym down there.
Wherever Sunsow fought out of, and Brian Stan.
Yeah, they had a few guys there that were.
That was ATT Atlanta, wasn't it?
Is that fucking?
Oh shit! What was the like?
That's where Bro
ridiculous.
Trained, right?
Was that Xbox? The fuck?
Xbox?
Yeah, you see it dude in the bandana and the fucking curly hair. Sorry, it looked like
I missed it.
I missed that.
Oh man,
I'm disappointed I missed.
Normally I would just rewind and see it, but that'll fuck everything up.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Oh, there's my boy.
So Varner was the lightweight champ here?
Yes. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 155. Condit was the 170 champ. Stan was the 205 champ. I'm not sure who the 185 champ was.
Can't remember. This time.
Was it Chael or Philo?
I thought Stan was the 185 champion.
No, Stan was the.
Stan's the 185 champion. No, Stan was 205 at the time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'll look it up in a second. But I think that one might have been vacant already.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh no, it would have been
Fial and
it was like Chael or Filio or something like that.
Tiny, man.
So middleweight.
He's got a Marvin East vibe.
He's got a big head. Big target.
Yeah, because nobody ended up having it for when everybody came over to the UFC because of that shit show of a fight. Remember?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was weird.
Good old Paulo Filo. We were gonna watch his fight, but it was too short. It was only 50. that card was only.
Oh yeah,
minutes.
we were gonna watch WEC 31.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a 53-minute video, so
it's too quick.
Not enough time for bullshitting.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Jamie Varner used to call Donald Cerrone Donald Cerrone just to piss him off?
Yeah.
I just thought he couldn't pronounce it right.
Those were the days.
He was fucking with him.
Yeah.
They had some good fights, Varner and Cerrone.
All of the lightweights that were over here at this time had some good fights.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, there's what's his name? Just got dropped right there. Who's it? Fuck, what's his name?
Rack that
train with Tito and them back in the day. God damn it, what's his name?
Rob McCullough.
Yeah.
Razor.
Yeah,
Razor Rob.
Couldn't fucking remember his name.
His fight with Cerrone was nuts. I remember that one. It didn't get shown because they didn't show the prelims at that time, and it didn't get released until like the best of 2007 or whatever tape it was on. And the hype for it was just like ridiculous. Just because people kept telling stories about seeing it live, and like they dropped each other like 5 times in the first round and all this crazy stuff.
Just a tale of the missing fight.
Yeah, he's a Rob. Yeah, but that's the time period we're talking about, is back when that could actually happen.
Yeah, before there was even Facebook prelims.
Damn, Hicks was 8-0 coming to this. That's like Marvin Eastman's little mini me.
That's who I was thinking that was. I fucked up.
It's like, yeah, I'm Marvin.
What was that?
Little Marvin.
What's that, Brad?
What was that like Hick promotion in Georgia? when we were talking about Georgia MMA, I started to think about it like Wild Bill's Fight Night or whatever.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think you might be about close on that.
It's easy to confuse those with those random Midwest promotions, though.
Yeah, it's Duluth, Georgia. Wow.
Oh, Duluth, Georgia.
Duluth, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Bowles fought on that card.
Of course he did.
I was thinking of it.
He probably choked out some garbage, man.
you got
Boy,
a sub-
Mazzagatti with hair again.
He subbed a guy that was 0-8.
Oh God, Mazzagotti's still out here letting dudes get killed.
Lovely.
Look at the size difference. Holy shit.
Did they talk
Hicks
to
has a big head. That's about it.
Yeah, Marcus Hicks was like a 135er.
Yeah, he's tiny.
This dude is a horse
Just
jockey.
a little ball of muscle, though.
He's a muscled out horse jockey. It's exactly what it is.
Man, he's got.
Oh,
This is the look that I'm going for, guys. I think
muscled out.
I think he's about the same size as
He's got a bigger head than you.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I don't need a big cranium.
Yeah.
Varner wasn't the brightest, and that made him like a really fun fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of Robbie Lawler asking that way.
Yep. No, Robbie's like he used to be dumb about what he does, but now
Right, that's what I'm
he's
talking
smart
about. Talk about 2008's Robbie Lawler.
Oh,
Man, they're swanging.
yeah, they are.
Man, this organization was awesome. Like
Look at
everyone
that.
just came out and went for
We
it.
didn't have tubbies around all the time, which is great.
This is like when we were screaming back then, like, and people were like, "Oh, fuck those fucking small dudes fighting." Like, yeah, do they know? Like, 8, 9 years later, like, man, those are actually the skilled fucking guys that are gonna fight skillfully for 15 minutes.
Yep.
We were looking through all the UFC or the WEC cards to see which one to watch, and like, there's so many cards that have like 3 out of 4 finishes and just absolute wars on there. It was hard to pick one.
Oh my
Yep.
god,
Oh my god! How
Oh.
is he still standing? He doesn't look like he's rocked.
dude, he didn't even like take a step
Flinch.
back or nothing.
Yeah, MMA.
that's already
Yeah,
know.
that body shot hurt him though,
Nobody knew how to defend anything.
and
He's
he's still
fine.
coming forward.
Oh my god.
Nobody defended shit
Oh man.
back in the late
Oh
zeros.
man!
Oh,
Dude.
he
He got
toasted.
fucked up. Oh my god!
Toasted.
He has no idea.
Over.
Mazzagotti's like,
Dude,
kill
he's
him.
like,
Stop the
And
fight.
Steve.
It's over.
Steve.
Steve wants death.
Mazzagatti, what are you doing?
he will let
It's
you
over.
go.
He's trying
Why
to see a dead man.
Why is Mazzagatti down on
Oh.
his knee?
He's just murdering this guy.
It's over. What are you
Oh.
doing? How's
Oh
he
my
not
god!
realizing-
This is one of the worst
now
stoppages of
now
all
it's
time.
okay. Oh, he
Mazzagatti
Oh my
was-
god.
He was down on one knee looking
That
up
was
and old
fucking
dude getting
criminal.
rocked in the face. It's like,
Mazzagatti.
oh, he,
He just wanted death.
holy shit.
boy,
Oh,
Varner.
Look at Varner's
that was
eye.
like an
man.
all time.
Look at Varner's eye. I mean, they were fucking throwing. How does he walk through those?
Those are really good leg kicks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Mazzagatti wanted death.
I wish Varner was in his prime when he entered the UFC.
Oh, look at those two straight rights.
Oh, those
where
are
he
just
steps
so
back.
clean.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
two straight rights. How is he not out, man?
Just so clean.
This is a full
Look
package.
at Mazzagatti on his knee. He's like, I got to get like down and get a clear focus of this murder I'm watching.
He's
Oh
waiting
my
for the unconscious guy to tell him
Yeah,
he's unconscious.
Great.
Oh my
not,
god.
not just a left or a right.
This
He's
is
left,
ridiculous.
left, right. Oh, yeah. Great.
That replay
Dude.
lasted like 30
That
seconds
was
and he beat shit out of
brutal.
him the whole
that
time.
man's chin. I don't know how he.
Oh,
That was
wow.
insane.
That's a nice
Jesus
shiner.
That
Christ.
is up there with like Joe Warren and Pat Curran, where Joe Warren just gets killed for like a minute and a half and the
Yeah.
ref does nothing.
Man, that was a big
Oh my
We
god.
could probably find about three. We could probably find about 3 Joe Warrens in that
Holloway and Aldo.
general thing. It sounds like a lot of late Joe Warren fights. Joe Warren just got demolished for fucking 2 minutes, and the ref is just sitting there watching it.
I feel like Joel Warren was a cult hero for like 4 people, but somehow Bellator made him out to be like the everyday Bellator man.
Didn't Lance love him?
He liked him.
Well,
You know who loved him?
I mean, he
You
talked.
know who loved him?
I kind of
Doggy.
Mad Dog.
That's
I would
right.
laugh when Joe Warren thought he's like, I'm the baddest man up. I'm like, man, you're 120 pounds. You lose all the time now. He's still out there. I'm the baddest man on the planet.
It was cool. I mean, that was like a cool catchphrase. I mean, just to play along.
When he started, he was decent, man. Like his wrestling was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a very good wrestler. No
he
doubt.
couldn't do much else, you know.
Actually,
right.
I'm not sure anybody's had a harder first 2 or 3 fights to their career than Joe Warren.
Yeah, they threw him right in, didn't they?
Baby Dick Shaw.
He started out against he started out against Kid Yamamoto, and then fought Bibiano.
Yeah, because he was he was a huge name in wrestling, man. And he got thrown big time matchups right out the gate because he had that name.
Because I think Shaw fought in the UFC. So. I don't think he had any fights in the.
No, he was 4-0 when he went into the Ultimate Fighter house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Or was that Mitrione who never fought before?
Yeah, I think it was Mitrione.
Somebody never fought before until the UFC.
Good old
I think it was Mitrione.
Good old meathead on fucking.
So Joe Warren's first 3 fights in his career are Chase BB, who was a former WEC champ,
at the time,
Kid Yamamoto, and then Bibiano Fernandez.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
but does that compare to Mitrione's Marcus Jones, Kimbo Slice, and Joey Beltran?
Those are the gutter.
Kimbo Slice better than anybody Warren fought in his entire life.
Fuck.
Oh, man. That is not even comparable.
Well, I guess Lesnar too, but
oh shit,
Lesnar's
Brock, Carlo Prather. Oh shit.
Oh, we get a fucking.
Oh, we get a prelim.
Brock Larson.
Brock Larson and Carlo Prather, man. We're going way back.
Brock Larson.
Yep.
I like
both these guys fought in the UFC and were decent.
He's a good coach. Brock Larson's a good coach now, man. He's supposed to have a decent gym now.
Oh,
really?
He fought for Legacy?
Yeah.
Where the heck is his gym?
He's got a couple guys in the UFC.
Who? No.
I'm not positive, but I've seen him corner a couple guys in the UFC. I want to say his gym would be Minnesota or something like that, right?
Yeah.
He's not Nick Lenz.
I think he's up there with Greg Nelson and those guys.
Yeah,
with Brock. Other Brock.
Yeah, he's got his own gym now. I know he corners some guys that have been in the UFC.
Brock could look kind of like an uglier TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, he had a ton of fights.
Yeah.
Damn, Carlo Prather's only 26 here.
Oh, he's coaching our friend Anthony Rocco Martin.
Oh, Rocco.
Yeah.
He practices that same sex.
Anthony Rocco.
Tony.
Yeah. I remember when he fought.
Look at fucking Eves in the corner of Prather.
When he fought, what's his name? Little Madoff.
Fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil? Dude, you're fighting out of Texas.
Yep.
No.
CDF is another guy like that.
But I think he says he's fighting out of Texas, doesn't he?
CDF does, yeah.
He's Minnesota. Yeah. That's where he's from.
Brainerd.
And he's 24-2 here, man.
That's just ridiculous.
He ended up with 40.
Loaded MMA record.
He's 40-10 in his career or something like that.
Yeah, he was a tough out, man. He was a decent guy.
He ended up 42-10.
Well,
wow.
He came up in the
50 career fights, huh?
Yep.
Came up in the Midwest, so you're bound to have your record.
Yeah, you don't get to make it to.
He was a D1 wrestler, wasn't he a D1 wrestler?
He had to be. I think he was.
I think he was a good one.
Carlo Prather's still fighting. He fought in July of last year.
What? How old is he?
He's only 26 here.
That means he's 37,
he's
30.
38 now.
Where was he fighting in 2019?
What the fuck is King of the Ring MMA?
Is he still fighting?
I'm into it. King of the Ring? Who doesn't love King of the Ring? Brad does.
Right? Where the fuck is King of the Ring MMA?
Ooh.
Combat shorts? All right.
Oh, it's in, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's in Brazil. That's where he's from. He was the headliner. Oh, just a straight down the pipe.
God damn. Brock Larson just killed
Brock
a man.
Larson just murdered.
My God. More like Lesnar.
Wow, he's dead.
That wasn't
expecting
that. Was not his style.
He is out.
Yeah.
Cold.
He's
out
absolutely not his style.
He ain't
Wow.
moving.
No wonder they had time to show it.
Wow, that's something.
I'd look at Matt Brown that he went over and hugged.
That's what I thought it was. Was it?
Ooh.
That's just straight down the
Look
pipe.
back.
What is fucking Prater doing?
That's the Johnny Hendricks special right there.
Tournament of King of the Ring down in Brazil.
It was just a straight left.
Ooh. Is that fucking fucking fuckface again? Dude took like 3 straight shots. He was already out.
Yeah,
Mazzagatti was the ref.
Mazzagatti,
yeah.
He wants blood.
You know, the one thing you can say for him is he's consistent.
Yeah. Consistently late.
Hey, I don't think we've ever seen him like fuck up and stop a fight early. You know, he's never done that. Like, at least he's never done that for sure.
Yeah. Guys probably like for him to ref their fights. So they didn't worry if you could take it. You could keep going because he won't stop until you're completely out.
Yeah, he's the type who shows up to a party late. That's true.
Yeah. 37-second knockout.
Everyone else is gone.
The Todd.
Did he do American Gladiators at one point?
The newer, I
think so.
think he might have did the newer one,
The new one.
like when they redid it. Yeah.
What was your favorite Gladiator event?
Gina Carano.
Is that
No, the actual events.
Man, it's
Breakthrough
hard
and
to
Conquer?
remember them.
That was before my time. When was that?
The one with the
Powerball?
gun, the one with the gun where they shot at him.
Oh,
Assault.
What,
that was a good one.
What station did
Yeah,
they
that
play
was
that
fun.
shit on? Because I did catch that sometimes on.
We had it on like
satellite
USA, I think, for a while.
Man, it was so long ago. I watched the
Probably
original one.
syndicated, so probably it could have been on. It wasn't on a set channel. It was whoever in your local market accessed it. Because I
was
remember
on
used to watch it.
It was on
Remember
regular
watching-
television way back.
Yeah, I
in
think
the
for me it
original.
was on like the local Fox affiliate. I'm gonna say it was
Yeah.
on at like Saturdays at like 1:00 in the afternoon, something like that. I don't know.
I remember watching that like in the evening, like my parents and shit. My mom.
I tell you, I think
watched
it was syndicated. So how syndication works is that a local channel will like get like in each market will buy the rights to like that show, and then they can basically air it when they want. It wasn't consistently on at the same time every week.
I'm pretty sure it was like prime time for us when we watched it, like on the weekend, though. I think like Sunday night or Saturday night, something like that. It was big.
USA Network was the first network to air.
Definitely USA had it.
Yeah,
Spike had it for a bit.
Don't remember that.
ESPN added it to its classic lineup.
The original
they used to
Gladiator.
have the classics with Malibu. Malibu is the best Gladiator.
Yeah.
Was that the original one, Sean?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the old one from.
It might have been.
1989.
It might have been USA that we watched it on.
There's just some cool events. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, the rings and shit. They had to go on
The rings, the joust. I love Powerball. Like you're just trying to talk about those things, and people just
yeah.
the wall. I mean, no one cared about the rock climbing, but yeah, whatever.
Mr. Brian Stan.
Stan was fun, man.
Yeah. His fight with Vanderlei is still an all-timer.
Yeah, that's still peak.
I would watch that tomorrow.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was awesome. That was a way better fight than even I thought it could potentially be. I was like, what was this? It was, oh, man. That was
war.
Yeah, that was something.
Oh, shit.
That was Stan's last fight, right?
Set the mood, baby.
Relocating.
Yeah, and man, it's remember when he was a commentator? He was good.
Stan?
He just
He
banged.
was probably the best commentator out there.
Yep.
Like him and Anik were like really fucking good together, man. They were great.
I think in everything in Stan's career, he ended up getting out at the exact right time when it came to MMA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably.
Definitely fighting. That guy was smart as hell about ending his fighting career when he did.
Then hopefully made some cash doing some commentary, and then said, "Fuck that, I'm chilling."
No, hell, he went to football.
Living American
Yeah,
or something like that? Was that his
Stan,
nickname?
Stan went and started doing like a regional football broadcast and shit for Fox. Like,
Yeah, he was doing college games or something.
Yeah.
Games for, I don't know, for Fox. The Greatest Living American? Is that what? That's what Anik called
All
it, right?
American.
The All-American or the
Brian
Greatest
Stan.
Living American?
That's his nickname.
All American.
Who do you call the greatest living American right now, Jay?
Definitely not Dr. Burks. You should hear me cursing every day about her. Ugh.
It's the chestnut.
Wes,
man.
I know your greatest living American looks like he's training for some
He's
some
getting ready to
contests
take some
for
baloney.
some eating contests.
yeah, they are. They're having some crazy shit going down.
Oh, that's gonna be really tough. That's gonna be really tough to score.
That's
He's
the kind of inventive stuff that you like to see in these times. Like nobody's getting hurt by doing that. It's good, wholesome fun to have.
Our boy Joey literally in his off season ate 32 Big Macs just to see if he could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Was there ever a
Rock,
doubt?
man.
He made a video.
Was there ever a doubt?
I mean, he mauled him.
I mean, I think he could have done at least 43, 44.
Then he got at the end, had 10 left, and it was like, man, this is too much lettuce. So he took the lettuce off, put it on a plate, and then he was like, I mean, look, no money on the line. No money on the line. The man finished every piece of lettuce on that plate. You know what I'm saying? True fucking champion in and out of competition.
The rock that was.
So could you there?
He's so much better than anybody else at his craft. It's very I don't know. It's just special. It's special.
I'll always remember them fucking not thinking he was still true champ shit a couple years ago. We're all made about as much money as
he had a
could
broken
on that
heart
team.
and lost to Stoney was a tragic day. It really was.
Oh, but it set the stage. His wife leaving, the whole downfall of the greatest living American ever, and we're getting.
I wish the feud with him and the Japanese guy lasted a little longer though. It would have been. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, that was probably one of the only guys on the planet that could be close to
away.
him.
Man, he just ran away.
Yep.
He
didn't run away. He's like, no, you know what? You're better. You do.
They did an article on him.
He kind of did a Ronda though,
ago.
tail between the legs, and then ran away.
It was like ESPN or somebody. Somebody went and finally sat down with him and talked to him and shit. He's fucking
did a 30 for 30 on it.
Yeah, he's out there, man.
I mean, how could
you're a hot dog?
Yeah, you're eating.
You're a hot dog eater, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're eating 60 pounds of ravioli and shit. Shut the fuck up, you know.
Wes, if you're willing to do that to yourself, you can't be normal to begin with, though. Let's be
yeah.
Joey's not normal. There's nothing normal about that activity. I mean, it can't be good for your health. You're not long for this earth, you know.
Yeah, I mean You still might be like some of these dudes be 150 pounds, but their heart's probably got 97% blockage.
Yeah, how much sodium in their body? I mean, Christ Almighty.
Man, this is when light heavyweight was pretty decent, right?
They don't look like light heavyweights, though.
They're not. They're both middleweights.
They didn't burn themselves out from cutting weight.
Stan weighed 201 for this fight or something like that.
I like the look of that felt, though. Nice. Good amount of advertisers.
That's a small cage, though, eh?
The blue cage? The blue cage was great.
Yeah.
It's a small cage. What is that? Is that the 25-foot cage? I think. And
then definitely not a big cage.
That's where they got it for the smaller UFC cards.
Yep.
I thought WEC only used.
Oh shit! These guys are throwing.
Oh
man.
Oh yeah, this is a Brian Stan fight, man.
Did
This
fucking Dana just do like knockout bonuses under the table after they bought WEC? Or
Did Dana ever
You
show up
guys are
to
just
WEC, or he's
sliding.
like, "No, I'm good."
He
I
was.
think he did ready
I'm
for
sure
it.
he was there for the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the ones in Vegas. Why wouldn't he be there? He's got nothing better to do.
Yeah, this one's in Vegas, so.
Brian Stan 6-0 and a champ.
Yep. It's weird that, like, before coming into MMA, Brian Stan and Tim Kennedy did the same thing, but I couldn't have more different opinions of those two dudes.
That's because they're like two different people.
Did they do the same thing though? I thought Kennedy was higher level in the Army.
Kennedy
Like Stan was a Marine, so
Kennedy was like the highest level of Army.
Yeah, but I think Stan was like a sergeant, something like that. He ran a platoon and shit. He was pretty high.
Pretty high, not Kennedy's level. I mean, Kennedy's like the highest.
He was more of a higher tier of, if you want to say, a soldier. Like he was almost like Navy SEAL type. He was a legit killer. Like he was sniping motherfuckers and shit.
Jesus Christ!
Jeez.
I think Stan was more of like,
material.
Yeah, he was a more try to get things built back up to where Tim Kennedy was the guy that came in and killed them all and tore it all down. And Stan's troops came in and tried to
piece it all together.
When the dust settled,
different purposes.
Yeah, absolutely. There's big different sections of military.
Yeah.
Maybe for you guys. For us, we don't have any part that goes in and takes shit out.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
You have no way of stopping them coming in besides calling us. So we get it.
We've got some defense. Let's talk about 1812, Jay. Let's talk about 1812.
You can tell the
way back.
Stan and Kennedy by their thought process on things. Like Kennedy, Kennedy's a ruthless dude. I mean, Stan has like some level of compassion in his.
Let's take
human being.
Let's take military out of it. One dude is an Info Warriors crazy fuck, and the other dude is a Fox fucking college football commentator that speaks with intelligence. Like, there's a big difference in the man too. Besides the military shit.
Yeah, it's like one of those like backyard parties, and you're talking to Stan. Everyone like wants to like hang out with Stan, and like there's like those three dudes that want to hear Kennedy's story.
Yep, they want to hear him talking about you.
Luckily, he was out there for a second.
Yeah, he woke him back up.
Like I can't picture like Stan getting in a bar fight ever. I can picture Kennedy just like getting pissed at anybody.
I can picture
Cody Garbrandt style, but with like actual motive and killer instinct.
Tim Kennedy's the kind of guy that bumps into you on purpose to start a fight. Brian Stan's the guy that there's probably trying to break the shit up. Like, let's chill the fuck out.
I had an opportunity to meet Cody Garbrandt one time. Like he was doing like I think he wrote there was some sort of like motivational thing. I remember he had that deal with that little kid.
Stood him right up. That was nasty.
You got motivational quotes from Cody Garbrandt.
I didn't do anything. Remember Garbrandt had like some sort of like relationship, like with like he was helping out like a little kid. Like
he had him in the ring or in the cage with him after he won. Yeah,
that was right around that. That was around the thing, and he's gonna talk about it. I'm like, dude, I ain't meeting Garbrandt. He is such a little prick. He really like. I understand he's like doing this nice thing with this little kid, but like that's like the only like nice thing he's like ever done in his like entire life.
Hanging with the boys.
Yeah, and when that guy talks, you can tell he is the dumbest meathead that you could ever fucking meet. Like, he sounds fucking stupid.
It's still stunning to me that he was champion. That was probably the most surprising champion that I can remember. Like, since the Strikeforce merger.
I don't think it was like
Barrow was pretty big.
Yeah, I don't think it was like really.
Dillashaw cheated one, and two, he proved himself after that.
Everybody cheats. Who cares?
I don't think it was like shocking or anything that Garbrandt won, because I think a lot of people think Garbrandt was like super talented. Like, his skills were unbelievable.
I know, we didn't think he was going to.
Just of any modern champion.
Yeah, what now?
He had the worst chin of any modern champion.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's supremely fucking skilled, man.
His fucking defense is terrible.
And it ain't, not just his chin, that in his his fight IQ because he went in there and would do the same exact
Gets
thing
angry.
and get caught. As soon as he got tapped with a small shot, he'd start fucking wailing and get fucking caught every time. Like you can disguise like a kind of suspect chin. You know, you can disguise that with some skill and like not doing the same dumb shit over and over.
Yep.
Yeah.
That guy,
if you're good at
hands-
not getting hit, then it doesn't matter how good your chin is.
His hands in wrestling were fucking top notch, man. They were,
Movement was pretty good at one point.
yeah.
He actually tried. His movement was remember the delicious, like I guess it was the
What he
Dominic
did to
The
Dom,
cruise fight.
yeah, what
That
he
was
did
like
to-
the greatest one night only performance for an MMA fighter.
That was
Yeah,
pretty
if you-
awesome.
You can't watch
He
Cody in that
absolutely
fight.
clowned him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you watch him in that fight, and you can see all the skills to be a champion. Like absolutely.
Tom
Oh,
Cruise was so
body
livid.
shot.
Oh.
Stan. God damn, that's brutal.
7 minutes in, the guys are
Is that Cain
not quite
Velasquez?
throwing as
That
much.
Hey,
is-
look,
that
that's
is
Cain Velasquez.
in the back. Yep. That's
Is that
him.
Cain?
And JDS on the
Yeah,
right.
it is. Who's that next to him?
I don't know. The guy to the right looks like he's seen a ghost.
Oh, that guy in the white shirt.
Yeah, he's not. He's like he's seen a ghost.
Wasn't that JDS on the right side?
No way.
Mm-mm.
The ghost.
Are you
I
sure?
don't think so. It
Too
might-
early,
yeah,
Brad.
It might be.
Not
Can't
2012.
tell.
I bet if you look it up around this time would have been JDS and Kane on Fox, right?
Fox, the very first one. It might have been.
That was 2011.
2010.
2011.
Oh right, yeah, I said that at the start.
We looked it up before, right?
Oh, damn! He stopped that takedown.
So this
That
guy
was a
is so
good
rigid
shot.
on his feet, though. Like he doesn't like he's.
Cantwell wasn't horrible, man. That guy was a decent fighter.
He's no
He
movement.
just sort of, once he came to the UFC after this, he never panned out.
Yeah.
He snapped that one dude's arm, and
Oh,
then
that was nasty.
yeah, and I'm not sure what happened to him after that.
He lost.
Oh,
My
six
God.
straight fights.
oh man, to the body
Why'd
too.
he back
Nice.
out of there? Why'd he back out of there though? Like, look, Stan
Throwing
looks
pretty
hurt.
hot. Jesus.
Stan's face looks like he's fucking hurt.
Oh.
Like something's. My
Yeah.
God! Oh
I say,
shit!
I say we have this size cage just for all UFCs.
My God, dude!
Oh,
But he's still defending himself. pretty
Stan
good.
is like leaning into some knees though, man. Like he's really
He's
lucky.
trying, man. Ooh, we just threw him.
Look at that.
Stan looks toasted, man.
yeah.
Now now it's.
He's in big trouble.
There's a minute left. I don't think he's making it, but
He's just throwing everything
just
at him,
fell
like
down.
upward
It's over.
elbows. And
Oh, there's yeah.
Sure, come on.
Wow.
They must have told the refs on these shows, like,
yeah,
just wait a bit,
yeah.
just chill,
A couple
another
extra.
couple extra.
Is that Cantwell's biggest win of his career?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, this was a rematch because Stan knocked him out like what, a year and a half before this in 41 seconds.
No, that was this one. Oh no, yeah, and then they fought a third time
Yeah, they fought a
where,
third time.
Stan just gassed. I don't even know what happened there.
Yeah, he was getting hit.
well,
a
he
lot.
took a shitload of
was-
punishment too.
Yeah, he's
That
getting
shot where he
shit out of
fell face first, he didn't take a shot there. Look like he just collapsed.
Yeah, because he got the shit beat out of him for the last 3 minutes
Getting
before that.
smacked up pretty good there. Fuck, just no commercials, eh?
Man, this is
Just
so
right
West
to it.
Coast.
Yeah, we should. Fuck, just have that size of cage for all UFC. There'd be so many more
Yeah.
finishes.
Like, this is
Look at Stan's ear.
Obviously-
Oh my God. God
that's
damn.
nasty. It's just the 1 year too, eh?
Yeah. New champion. But yeah, 25. Oh, Stan puts
So
it on.
after
him.
this
Just a good
fight-
guy.
Right?
Nice belt.
Just top notch guy.
Brian Stan's like a real life
Yeah.
Captain America.
That dude, like, probably, one of the dudes I respected the most came
Sure,
through
good for this shit
MMA,
sport.
dude. Yeah, absolutely, man. Look, his nose is fucking twisted, dude.
It kind of looked like that.
Oh,
from the
yeah.
start, though.
Oh, that thing's caved in.
No, it's
It looked
changing
pretty bad
colors
when they
right
were
now.
doing-
Yeah, it's like turning blue and shit. God damn! Look at that knee.
It looks like
My
it was
God.
glued on and it's
Oh.
melting off.
Oh, that was flush.
Yeah, that was the knee that Brad was talking about. The straight.
Yeah.
No, CJ, that's why he went down face first because he just got clocked in the head.
It was just a delayed reaction, though.
That sometimes happens when you
Yeah.
get hit there.
Man, that nose just doesn't even look right. It's got something growing on top of it and shit. Holy fuck!
Oh.
Yeah,
He
there's
looks like
like
he's got a black brief strip on or some shit. Like it's just
What happened after
turning
this
colors.
fight? Who did Cantwell fight after this?
he went over to the UFC and
No, he
broke
fought-
Razak Al Hassan's arm.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then he
Lost
lost
five
to
straight.
Louise Kane. He lost to Brian Stan. He lost to Cyril Diabate. the Snake.
He lost to Dalsim? Oh, man.
And then Mike Macenzio and Ricky Fukuda. So
He lost
lost
5
all
times
those.
in a row?
He lost to a lot of bad fighters.
Yeah.
Woof.
Isn't that crazy?
Maybe he, like,
Watching this fight like
signed-
this, that's crazy.
Absolutely.
Last champ in WEC breaks a guy's arm in his first fight in UFC. You're like, holy fuck, maybe this guy is something. Loses 5 straight to just.
I thought he
Stan.
was. I thought he was after watching this fight.
Yeah, man. He was pretty
It
good.
it happens. It happens. It's sports wild.
All right, quick piss break time before the main event.
Oh no, we got another
Oh,
prelim,
shit.
baby.
Fucking-
Yeah. Look at Micah Miller.
We got Crispy.
We got a fucking who wasn't he like didn't he like lock his girl up or something and do some crazy shit? Yeah, Grispy's like
Is
a
that the one?
Something wild. I forgot what he did.
Grispy's like a woman beater or some shit. Yeah, like a bad one. He did some crazy shit.
Like very
I think-
protective or
I
something.
think Micah Miller might be one too. I think both of these dudes might be some.
Yeah, Grispy got arrested for domestic violence in 2014. Mm-hmm.
He abused his pets too.
Oh, they found a marijuana farm, numerous guns, ammunition unsecured, feet away from the couple's 1-year-old child.
Oh my god!
And Grispy had no.
Nice human being.
He didn't have the proper license for the guns.
For all
either.
the fucking guns.
Oh no, I guess he did, but yeah. So that's
Look up Miller because I'm pretty sure that he's been in some shit too.
let's see what Micah Miller.
Oh, let Brad back in, Sean.
Oh shit! Did he bounce out?
Yeah,
Knocked him out.
Nah, he pops in and out every once.
Not
in a
very
while.
nice of you.
It's Brad.
there he is.
That's the first time
Brad,
tonight.
like a different room in every.
No, this
Yeah,
is the same
damn.
room.
Grispy is 19 here. Micah Miller 21.
40 years old.
What Micah Miller do? Because I know he's been in a bunch of shit too.
I don't know if it's.
No wiki page.
There's so many Micah Millers out there with some arrests. I don't know.
Might
That's
not-
the right one.
His might not have
I'll
been.
look.
domestic
I'll get him.
violence. I know he's been in some
Uh,
shit too, though.
No, it doesn't say anything on his Wikipedia, so
Yeah, I was just
couldn't have been that bad.
Googling arrest.
There's
Yeah,
no,
I think he might have
no
just been like some.
right up thing, so he did
It
nothing.
must have just been some petty shit or something. Wasn't he on a tough? Wasn't Micah Miller on a
Micah?
tough?
I don't think Micah was.
He wasn't.
Did he ever make it over to the UFC? I don't think so.
That guy ever grow a hair on his body?
I could have
No,
swore he was on a tough.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in the UFC. He fought recently in tight. Oh, not recently. Last time
He fought in the
tight.
first episode of season 14.
Oh,
There
he
you
did?
go.
Ah,
Lost his-
Oh, but he lost.
He lost his Scuba Steve Seiler.
I swear I could have swore he was on there.
Wow, who is that kid? Oh man, that was something. West Coast.
There was so much hype behind Grispy at this point.
Was he?
Did he get a title fight at one point
or was
in
he somebody
He
else?
WEC?
was supposed to.
He was supposed to fight all.
No.
I mean, he
He was supposed to.
19 here. Oh, he made it to the UFC too, didn't he?
Who?
Oh
Griffin?
yeah, he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was supposed to be a title challenger.
Yeah, I thought he was right up there, and then he had all that shit happen.
No,
Yep.
he was supposed to fight Aldo, but he
Yeah,
didn't
he got
do it.
injured.
That's
Or
correct.
Aldo got injured, I think.
Yeah, and then he just like decided to fight somebody else, and then he got smoked.
torched.
He fought Poirier instead, I think.
Yep. Yeah, and he broke his jaw,
He got torched. Yep.
and then he got
And
torched
he-
by George Roop.
Yeah,
then-
and that just
I remember
broke
the
him.
Roop fight.
Yeah, that's right. The Roop
Was
fight.
Roop
I
a
remember that
WEC
one.
fighter too?
Yep.
Yep. Roop had
WC
one
had
of the
fucking all kinds of people.
one of the forgotten like surprise knockouts. Looking back on it now, is Roop head kick KOing Zombie.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was wild, Brad.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
Oh,
Oh wow.
That was ridiculous. That
We was
Wow.
looking at one. We was looking to watching one of those cars where Roop
Whoa.
won that.
Mike is just
I'm like, what?
Wait, what'd you say? Are you sure?
Bro, you just got face.
Oh, that can't be right. You're
somebody get him a mirror so he can
Look at
figure it out.
Oh my god, he did a split.
Damn.
Dude.
Oh,
Oh, that was a nice bounce up.
Look,
Oh,
he's got
you gotta get it
he's
faster.
got
That's
Herb's fucking ankle. Look, he grabs Herb's ankle. Not on like
Woof.
watch. He's got Herb's
Damn.
ankle.
I'm watching.
Bro, you were done.
Oh wow, that was
Jeez.
clean as clean.
yeah, you're out.
He's got his foot on Herb's thigh.
Jesus, the way he fell was fucking hilarious. Though
It was that like awesome like pass out bounce up thing that happens sometimes.
he looks like he's trying to ride a Sibian.
Yeah, Crispy could have been the truth, man. He had the look. He was young.
Yep.
Could do a little bit of everything. I don't know what happened.
He
Poirier
beat up a
broke
old
him.
lady and had guns and
Dana saw dollar signs with this kid too. This is like this type of kid they want.
yeah, that's a good nickname.
Big deal. That's that's a look of someone who knows their shit's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Well, then
not a lot of
19.
19-year-old guys with those skills, man.
No, not anymore.
I still feel like the hype on him was justified.
I mean, you can watch that shit just right there and just
Yep.
19 years old guys don't have that.
Well, after this, geez, like he guillotined Jens Pulver and LC Davis in back-to-back fights
Damn.
at that age.
And he was
Jeez.
training at ATT.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's just another tale of a guy with all the skills that if your fucking shit ain't straight. Yeah, if your shit ain't straight, it doesn't matter.
3-2, and it kind of slowed him down. I thought there was something.
Yeah, athletes got it. That takes a tough mind to deal with that kind of shit, man. You know, some guys can't.
No.
So he got locked up for 5.5 years.
No shit.
Whoa, really? Damn, I didn't know that. For
Is he
that,
still-
for the
is he still
domestic
in jail?
violence shit.
So he got arrested for domestic violence. They let him out on bail, and then he beat his wife again.
Oh my god!
Just
How long is he still in the can?
So he was convicted on in 2017.
Oh yeah, he's still in there then.
Yeah.
Maybe he got the corona.
Watching a 19-year-old dude doing shit like this, and this guy's in prison right now.
He was convicted on 25 of 29 charges.
Yeah.
Jesus,
And he's
29.
got some more coming. Supposedly several charges such as witness intimidation and witness tampering related to behavior while incarcerated and awaiting trial were added.
That's where he's probably calling fucking their friends or family members, telling them if they say anything, I'm gonna have
or
somebody
he's getting
fuck you up.
people to do some shit.
Yep.
Shake some people down.
Watch, he comes out, cleans up his life, gets back to MMA, becomes champion, and there's a movie about it in 10 years.
He's 31, man. He should be keeping fresh in the clink.
This
You
MMA,
train, man.
Train all day.
Oof.
He's gonna come out like Wesley Snipes and undisputed.
I mean, what better training than butt naked and soapy in a shower? You know?
That's where you learn takedown
if
defense.
you if you can dodge a if you can dodge a soapy fucking hard off, you can knock guys out in the cage. Oh my god!
All right.
It's some condit, some natural born killer.
Men struggles. Yeah.
This
I
Miura guy actually had like a pretty decent boxing career.
Oh yeah.
Boxing.
Yeah.
Condit was one of my favorite fighters back here.
Why'd they even decide
Oh,
on
yeah.
to get this fight?
Crazy because people still think of Condit as such like an action fighter, but him now or like in recent fights compared to him back then is
It's
night and day.
Not
He
even
was-
the same guy.
Wow. Also,
Yeah, he was
he's
wild.
Kind of washed.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help the
Well, the
action.
sport
when-
passed him by because his defensive holes became even more apparent. Everyone had learned how to expose them. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, I'm kind of more on that side. I'm not sure if like Condit's like more washed than he just never really like evolved his game to like now guys are so good at exposing what you're really bad at and shit. Condit can just he never had great takedown defense, but like now guys just literally boom, they're on him, beating the shit out of him on the ground.
He
It's
would,
like,
he would
man.
embrace not having good, like rather than improve his takedown defense, he would embrace not having good
Look
takedown
where
defense.
he's coming
Just
out
go to
of.
his back and try and get subs, right?
Yep.
Which is what
Did
made
he-
him so fun.
Did he just come out of the fucking concession stand?
Yes!
he,
That was awesome.
he just came through 2 double doors.
Oh, that is amazing. Why did that happen?
coming out of fuck you okay Japan too.
This is at like the Hard Rock, so it's probably just in one of the little ballrooms.
Right, but like I don't remember seeing that. The other fighters, didn't they come out of a like?
Oh, this is the special. Well, we didn't even see the entrances.
Look at that bull. Oh my god, I thought Brian Bulls fought earlier.
That is deadly. That is the pure bull cut. right
First
there.
in submissions. Oh,
That's a Corona cut if I've ever seen one.
On point.
Oh, Wesley, got
Look at
topical.
Look at that dog. Look at the man. His girl did him dirty. Yeah, boy, you look good. I shaved you up nice. Don't worry about it. Fuck.
Oh man,
let's see.
that
if,
is
his
weird.
comment comes out of the Dippin' Dots.
What the fuck is that music?
Oh, they probably had to dub it.
Spread the word for us, man.
Oh, he's
Spread
coming
the
out of
word.
there too. Hailing from
It looks so weird when they're not with their.
hailing from the
people.
Hebrew Nation truck.
I guess I'm just
or
used to
whatever.
it.
Man, Condit was just ridiculous back here, man. This guy was fucking awesome.
This is when he used to fight with,
This
or
can't be
train
real
with
music.
Fit NHB or whatever instead of Jackson, right?
Oh
It
yeah.
was still right around here, I think, wasn't it?
He started with the other Arizona camp.
Who wrote these like bio like of what these fighters are good at? It looks like
Awesome.
someone who watched the sport for 7 days.
Can
Gotta
finish
simplify
any
that shit, right?
position. Composed.
Excellent conditioning.
Just
Boom, that's
simplify
what I
that.
want to watch. Composure. Show me
Yeah.
some composure.
Oh man, yeah, he came in with a 7-fight winning streak here. Oh, I don't know if we
Yeah,
talked
man.
about it, but Cantwell
At
won
this
as a
point in
plus
time, people were
290
talking about
favorite.
him as like top 10.
What'd you say, Sean?
In the last fight, Cantwell won as a plus 290 favorite. Or underdog, sorry. Plus 290 underdog.
I mean, I figured he'd be pretty big.
The fight we saw. Not
What's
the
that?
last fight of his career. The last fight.
No, yeah, the one against Stan that we just
Right.
One we just watched.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, oh.
24-year-old Condit. Jeez.
Mora doesn't look a day over. There's no way he's 26.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look a day over
34.
37.
Yeah.
Miura looks like he's been doing professional wrestling in Japan for 20 years at least.
Yeah, straight up.
JPW regular.
Just getting chopped.
Oh, we got some Rosenthal bitch with some hair. All he's doing is trying to hang on to their hair 10 years
Got
ago.
those latex gloves on, baby. Glove up.
Look, Rosenthal, like, I'm going to get so fucking high after this motherfucker.
Get this shit over with.
I got elbows to sell out the trunk. Let's get this shit over with.
Wes, you would have partied with Rosenthal and you're done.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Got all the
I'll watch it go fucking after fucking Lamore. Go back, watch some fucking.
I don't think
Pride,
you're sitting down. The refs would have been more fun hangs than the fighters.
Herb and him
I don't know.
blazing.
Some of them
No,
are pretty
you
fun.
don't want to be caught dead with some of those fighters, though. There's some of them are a real piece of yeah. You're gonna end up in jail or doing something like or kicked out of something.
Yeah, back then, yeah, they were just fucking crazy fucks.
Yeah,
The sport was filled with crazy motherfuckers.
crazy fucks and thugs.
They didn't have to temper their shit because they'd get caught on Twitter and shit like that.
Yeah, different time, man. Yeah, they're all like raged. Yeah. Who's that guy with the mask behind? What is that?
Yeah, this is that he's still at Fit. That's the coach. That cat behind him.
The guy and his wife.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that
They
is,
still
They had a
Reed
bunch
Ward,
of
I
guys,
think.
man. Hell, they had
Yeah.
fucking Joe Riggs and,
Is that
and
Jeff
some
Lowe?
other
He's got the shirt. So yeah, this
Yeah,
is
he
this
was,
is Condit's
like-
last fight in WC before he came over to the UFC. He was on a 7
Yep.
fight win streak too.
no one over
and
there.
now you'll see why there was so much hype behind him when he came in.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
That
no
was-
WC touching him.
yeah, 170 was kind of rough in WC. They did this for every fight.
They made Rosenthal look like he's about 5'4".
Yeah, it looks like it.
If I remember, this is excellent. Oh, I think I might have to plug back in because my old ass laptop sucks.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Starting the first round in the main event.
This is a doozy.
Brad, did you know anything about this Mayura guy at the time?
At the time, I did like a little bit of research into him, but the only thing I remember at this point is that he was a boxer.
what were his odds, Sean?
Condit was a minus 700 favorite.
Whoa, shit.
So
But yeah, he fought like Mayhem Miller and some guys before this.
yeah,
Fought
he
in
lost
Dream?
to
They had some
Mayhem.
decent wins.
Ooh.
Where did he come from? Dream?
No, it came from
Dream wasn't around at this point.
No, yeah, that wasn't even a thing.
Really?
It was
Really?
like Pancrase, Deep, Hero.
Deep. I was thinking
All the Japanese orgs, yeah, they're top orgs.
those are the days.
But yeah, he fought
They
5
just
times in the
completely
WC.
gave up on the sport. Or none of them are any good. That's a big problem. There's no one for them to root for.
Yeah, Japanese MMA as a whole went way down.
Their fighters got,
Sadly,
they have no one to root for anymore. There's no homegrown.
they have some decent guys here and there. They got some really good kickboxers now though, like some top of the food chain kickboxers. But
Mura lost to our.
I think part of the reason that Condit's so fun. Oh, sorry, Sean.
Oh, I was just saying he lost to UFC.
Oh,
That was a wicked throw.
Judo. Remember, good at judo.
Good old Daichi Abe. He lost to him.
Oh, Abe.
Condit
Condit lost to Abe?
No, this Mura guy. He lost to
I was
Abe in
gonna say.
2017.
a nicely executed judo throw is one of my favorite things to watch in MMA.
Seeing guys go
Awesome.
flying, man.
Judo with Ron.
Yeah.
if it can't be Prime Rampage Slam, then judo is definitely the next.
Oh,
That was
best
a
thing.
sick trip.
and then leg kick on the way up. Nice.
Look, Condit hasn't shown this much aggression in like 5 years.
He's taken down every 3 seconds. He's taken down every 3 seconds in this fight.
How sad was that fight going to be for him versus what's his nuts, the guy who beat CM Punk?
Oh man,
Gall?
yeah, he
Mickey
was
Gall.
gonna.
Him and Mickey Gall were supposed to fight.
I know, and he was gonna lose to Mickey Gall.
I know that was going to be so sad.
Yeah, he was.
Mickey Gall was probably going to sub Carlos Condit. It was going to be a very, very sad time.
This version of Condit would
Oh
annihilate
my
that dude.
God.
Ooh.
Yep.
Is Condit retired or no?
100%. No, that
No,
was,
he
that
had
was
a
a fight
fight.
that was scheduled
Yeah.
for like a month ago.
Yeah.
And
Against
then I
who?
forget somebody got hurt.
Mickey Gall.
Mickey
Oh, that
Gall.
was the goal. I thought that was sometime last year. I didn't know.
No, that was a
I
scheduled
didn't know that
fight.
was rescheduled.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Carlos Condit
Oh.
in December.
I mean, UFC has no excuse with fights moving forward. Everybody should be revved and ready to go. Bunch of
Condit got
bums.
injured though, so Condit pulled out, which is a good thing. Man, Japanese guys.
I think
could
part of the
definitely
reason
take
he's as
punishment.
fun as he is, and also like as bad at wrestling as he is because he came up in Japan as well.
Maybe.
It's
Yeah.
just like not as important over there.
It's like zero. There's
Guys are more wide
no
open, yeah.
importance whatsoever because they think they can just reverse or sub you or fucking do
Well, there's not as
something
many
from the
dominant
back.
wrestlers there for
Yeah,
sure.
the wrestling
Um,
isn't there. That's
yeah.
why.
I know a guy named Gomi that could fucking slang off your takedown and start dropping bombs on your head though. They had a few of
Not
those
anymore,
guys.
Wes.
Yeah, before
They
he
had
was ever a knockout artist, he was like huge like all wrestling.
Yeah, back in
Gomi
the
may have been
day,
more washed at the end as any fighter I've ever seen.
but Gomi in his prime is one of the best lightweight fighters that I've ever seen in my life. Any of them. In his prime.
Yep.
That dude was fucking awesome. He was so good.
God damn, you're just fucking smashing right back after getting dropped. Yeah, Japanese guys can take it for the most part. That is,
Oh,
they're
man.
usually in some wars.
I can't remember seeing too many Japanese guys that like tap to get out, like in a sub or getting the shit beat out of them. They literally had to have the ref stop that shit,
Yeah, they don't give up.
which isn't smart all the time, but
No, but
you got to respect it, you know.
yeah, that was a good back and forth round.
Muir won the round, though.
Oh no, Amir got dropped.
He won the
He
round.
got dropped too.
He got dropped. Condit didn't get dropped, did he?
Oh, that was that left hook that knocked
He got
Hardy out.
dropped on every takedown
Oh.
attempt. You want to call that? Oh, that one.
That was a slip, I think.
Yeah.
It didn't look great, though.
Nasty elbow.
It's weird to see Condit on top.
Yeah,
he's
never
getting
got
tired.
to
When he does get top position, he's nasty though. He drops those elbows.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's got those
Wow, that
elbows.
was like him versus
Yep,
Rory in the
Goes
third.
for subs like right away.
Yeah, I mean, he literally took out Rory in a round, just
I
destroying
wonder,
him
if,
from
I,
the
wonder,
back.
I wonder if Dwight learned the elbows from Condit.
Oh shit!
Ooh, that's a nasty
Ooh.
up kick.
Yeah, Condit in that Rory fight on top might have.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's one of his finest moments. I mean,
After getting fucking beat for the first two
yeah, I
rounds.
mean, seriously, it's a good turnaround. Like that was nasty, man.
Yep.
Still gonna always think what could have been about Rory though. I don't think that guy reached what he could have.
No, didn't.
What he ever
Nope.
could have been.
He
man.
had a rough patch.
Well, he could have.
Yeah.
He had Lawler beat.
That and
But
GSP
even like
was
all the
kinda
damage
there,
that he took
too.
in that Condit fight, like
Yeah.
that takes a toll on you.
That right there was the the first one. You're like that. You're not gonna ever be the same again, whether
Well,
you're
he
still
also
good or
started
not.
Fighting when he was 16. That doesn't
Yeah.
help either.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a little too early.
I remember like he took enough in that round that a hometown ref in front of a hometown crowd stopped the fight with like 7 seconds left because he was getting
Yeah.
beaten up so bad.
It was-
Wanted it.
it was
bad.
nasty.
That third round was bad.
Yep.
It's a tough way to lose.
Fucking Condit has contract killer on his shorts. Gotta love the sponsors back in early 2000s.
Late on sponsors, and on the other side he's got like what is that, like Country Market or Cooking Market or something?
Well, they got the MMA overload on the back.
He was good enough, so he had to tap out too. So
I think Condit was one of the early tap out dudes. Oh,
pretty good jiu-jitsu right there from the top, anyway.
look at that! He almost gets tired. Oh,
Oh,
Condit has like no kind of control though. It's like he's got to.
Just goes for shit, which is
Yeah,
awesome
he's
to watch, though.
got to go for shit. Yep.
and now he's got the arm.
And that's why he's got to be one of your favorite fighters to watch.
It worked out for him back then. That's why.
Oh man.
Awesome.
He doesn't. His submission over position all day long.
Every time.
It's just like shit, man.
Yeah.
What's gonna take?
Good, as long as you don't have money on him.
I mean, he was then. Then he got later on. It was like, nah, just sit back here and do not a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Still shitty he point fighted in that Diaz fight. That would have been an awesome brawl if it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was this Condit versus that Diaz.
But the hate that Condit got for fighting a smart fight and winning that fight was crazy. Man.
Yeah, he got
everybody lost it on Jackson for being a boring ass fucking coach.
Yeah, that's
when it started.
That's when he was the sport runner. Yeah, he's like
sport runner. Yeah. They blame Jackson. That's right. They blame Jackson for it. That's exactly what happened.
That's when they started calling him the fucking sport killer. Was after that fight.
Yes, I remember. Yes, it was all Jackson's fault. Nothing to do with Condit. All Jackson. It was his idea, his strategy.
Yeah.
A strategy.
I actually saw a video earlier today where it was a Nick Diaz clip, and he was talking about his favorite fighters, and he was talking about Condit.
I saw that too. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, props to Condit.
Wow.
I don't know when that was. When was that recorded? Was that like during that time?
No, it was recently because it was on Snoop's show.
That's his. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
One of his better show. I mean, he had like a couple pounds of dro sitting on the desk and shit. Like,
yep. It looked like one of those giant cotton candy bags you get at the fair.
Yep, full of fucking buds. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
Mira's still just throwing that heat.
Yep.
Looking for trips.
Oh, judo. Oh, that's nice. That is fucking. Oh, he almost had his back fully too.
Wild man Condit.
Look, going for it. Yep. Look at it.
Just going for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good.
Man.
Oh, that's nice.
He's got a grapevine and everything.
That's pretty good. He's in good position.
Mount now.
And he's like, nah, I'm gonna let it go and throw some more elbows.
He's in full mount though.
Oh.
Elbows.
That was nice. He like pushed up and then came through on the inside with the elbow.
Is that Neil Drysdale over there in
Neil Drysdale?
That's Condon's corner.
Neil Drysdale.
Yeah.
Is that Condon's corner?
Yeah, they're in the black shirts. He's got the black shorts on, I would think.
I think that's Miura's corner.
Yeah, that's Drysdale. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's talking to the Japanese guy, and the Japanese guy is talking to Miura.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Either that or those guys in New Mexico went galaxy brained and brought in a translator to listen to the other team's instructions.
A sexy punch. Come on, Todd.
That's Todd. That's a Todd special right there.
Come on, Todd. It doesn't look sexy.
Was WC the one that Todd Harris called? Oh, fuck.
Nah, he did a lot of WECs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on there for a while.
But he didn't do MMA after WEC?
Yeah, he's doing he did the World Series of Fighting and PFL and all that shit.
Yeah, right. Who does he do World Series with?
I don't think he's on there anymore, but he was doing it. They replaced him with the fighter. What's his name? McConnell, Sean McConnell,
Oh yeah, Sean
Hill, Sean
Sean
O'Connell.
O'Connell?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he had like a radio show or something before that, didn't he?
Hillman, Eves Edwards, and I want to say Randy does it for him too now. Randy Couture before he had the heart attack and shit. Eves Edwards is really good though. That guy's very underrated as a commentator.
I still have not watched. Oh,
Muir with some ground and
oh my
pound.
God.
Shit. Oh fuck.
oh wow.
Just throwing bombs.
Dude, he landed the left and then Conant landed the knee right behind it. Oh my God.
Now he's getting elbowed again.
Yeah, he likes that. Reverse triangle?
Come on, Mir. He's not going to go for a top side
No,
triangle.
he's going for a Kimura if he's doing anything.
That's pretty.
I mean, if anyone will, it's Conant.
Mir's always looking for the crazy sub. Like, dude.
Better chances going for Kimura.
Oh,
Now he's got his back.
Did he drop him there, or he was just tired?
Maybe kind of.
I think he's tired. A little bit of each.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
that's
is
Oh,
a
that's-
mount.
this is
Jesus
bad.
Christ, he is landing
That is
strikes
a-
on.
Incredibly high mount.
That's
Yeah.
you can do that when the guy is exhausted
Yeah.
underneath you.
Oh yeah, he just tried to buck him off.
Still trying.
seriously, like you could just land those elbows like that. A couple inches
Oh.
away and hit the
Oh.
point.
Oh,
Those are nasty elbows.
He's turning over. Oh my God. Yeah, he's turning over.
Everybody
He's
wants
done.
blood. Rosenthal wants
And the
some blood
fight.
too.
it's over.
He's bleeding.
He's gonna make a fourth
Yep.
round.
Man, he is a tough son of a bitch, that's for sure.
He's bleeding now.
Jesus, yeah, he
Look out. Look out. Look at him push his head down. That was nice.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought he had it.
Man, that dude's tough.
that's more of a jaw.
Yes.
Jaw crusher
Went
than
from getting beat up in the first half of the round to landing nasty shit, and then getting beat up again at the end of the round.
man.
Should have stopped the fight. Honestly,
Now we
barely
actually
get
went
up.
through a
There's
cheese
no-
grater.
there's no reason for this fight to even go to a fourth round.
I don't know. Mira keeps coming back and doing
Yep.
shit to him.
Yeah, Condit's not he's taking some damage, that's for sure. Yeah, this is him getting smashed on the ground. Holy shit. Those are good short punches.
Oh yeah.
Condit had a
That right there was crazy.
Right knee, left hook all at the same time.
That was
Oh.
fucking wild.
nasty short elbow on the ground there.
The right elbow, yeah.
Isn't that dude in Condon's corner the one that just left? He's a cut man now, right?
What?
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm
I know the
pretty
husband
sure
was
he's
like Tom and Irene Vaughn or something like that.
well, no, it wasn't one of them. It was a different guy in Condon's corner.
Oh, okay.
Another one of his cornermen. I'm pretty sure he's a UFC cut man now.
Well, it's quite possible he was just working as like the
Might-
He only had one
Nevada.
corner.
Might have been. He had their shirts and shit on though.
oh man.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
What did you say after stopping it, Jay?
Don't worry.
Oh,
And trips his ass and
Oh my
smashes him on the
God.
ground. So Mura just blows his wad like 30 seconds. He just goes
Look,
for it
there-
each
there's-
round, and then
there's
Well, he's got no
nothing-
choice, and then he's gonna get toasted. It's gonna be over.
oh,
Yep.
Condit could take it, man. That guy had a unreal.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like,
remember
he's
him
fine.
getting dropped
No big
a few
deal.
times.
man.
Oh jeez. For a fight that's been going for 16 minutes now, this has had like one segment where there was 30 seconds
Look
and
at
nothing
that.
happened.
Yeah, he just swept him.
Yep.
Yeah, just swept him. This is back and forth fight. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a wild fight.
Condit looks a little tired now.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking a little later throwing that head kick at the start of the round even. Condit just doesn't give a fuck. Oh, I'll go for a knee bar. I'll probably eat a bunch, but whatever. Like,
Oh,
Get him, Rosenthal. He's grabbing the fucking cage, dog.
I
Oh, nice.
mean, Condit just
Ends
like gives
on
up the
top, man.
position so
Oh,
easily.
He's exhausted, man.
Yeah. That never got any better, dude.
Ooh, Rosenthal's threatening to stand him up.
Yeah, he got better at everything else but that.
Yeah, that's true. Never got better at that.
Oh, shit.
And he was already pretty damn good at everything else.
Rosenthal,
Mura
what are
is
you
pissed
doing
about
here?
that. Mura is
I'm
pissed
sorry.
about that.
He should be. I'm sorry, that's wrong. There's no reason to stand them up there.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, they're
Oh my
slipping
God.
on the logo and they're still just throwing heaters, man. Elbows, knees.
Why is he standing them up there?
Ah,
Terrible from Rosenthal.
Mura is donezo, tired as fuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
That was instant.
Over now.
Now it's full mount. Elbow City. There's one.
2 minutes left.
He's looking for
He's
an
got
arm.
nothing in
No, he's not bucking this. He
That's why he's shifted to the side position.
the tank. Looks like he's sitting at dinner crossing his legs.
reading the paper. They're both fucking exhausted.
Maybe
That's
Condit's
the only-
tired enough that
that's
he
the
won't
only-
do anything.
That's the only thing saving Mura right now is Condit is gassed as fuck too.
Oh,
The old
He
chest
just-
smash.
he just smashed the head down. Yeah, I like it.
That's not a bad
he
idea.
just-
Oh, he went for it. He
Oh,
reversed him.
What is he doing?
Mura with the
Oh, man, this
another
is incredible.
reverse.
Dude, this cat
He
is
got
not
his gas
giving up.
back.
Man,
For
holy
20 more
shit!
seconds anyway.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
god, he's landing some good ground pound.
Oh my god!
Oh.
And now he's spent again for
I
another
think
minute.
like he landed a couple good shots in the middle there, but I think Condit was weathering most of that.
Oh yeah, he landed a couple good short
But
ones.
that was nuts.
Man, just when you think he's done.
Yep, Mira's like, I got this next 10 seconds in me to get me to the end of the round.
Just
Wow.
muscle out and throw bombs for 10 seconds, and then hopefully somebody
Oh,
falls
jeez.
down.
What is he doing?
Woo, man!
Oh, swing and
shit.
a miss, and then he throws it.
Oh,
weird
God
elbow.
damn!
That was a weird elbow.
that was a weird. I thought it was a knee.
Or knee, sorry, yeah.
Dude,
It was
god
like-
damn!
I didn't even look like it hurt. It
That
was
was-
like very
yeah.
soft. It was maybe just an angle. Just called him
Did-
off.
I think
Did-
he just
did
got
he
hit
really-
and collapsed
did he
'cause
really
it's
stop
tight.
And he
it
stopped
there?
it
He
there.
didn't stop
Oh,
it
come
earlier.
on.
He didn't stop it
Oh,
earlier.
Oh, what
He
are we
can't
doing
move.
here?
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
No, after not stopping it earlier, but stopping
Yeah,
it
that's
there, I don't
fair.
think that.
That's
I don't
that
think
is a
that's
weird time to stop it.
That was
such
like a
weird
12
knee.
out of 10 fight.
He even
with a
still had his hand up,
-3
blocking
for
it.
bad repping.
Yeah, that was. Not the-
Rosenthal,
not a
what are
peak
you
time
doing
to
there?
Stop it.
Yeah, that wasn't great,
Like he
man.
could have just stopped it after the knee. Watch this just whiff on this right, and he's done.
Oh,
Like that was a weird knee. He kind of hopped.
I think he went down.
Look, listen,
And then he was just like, you know what? I'm just going to chill here.
I mean, he had a leg grabbed and he was.
I know.
Yeah,
but
he was
I think
rolled-
he
still
thought he was
moving.
going to get to the end of the round, but he wasn't all that upset that he didn't.
he rolled
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
and
He was
almost
yeah, he
died.
was-
I mean,
See
it
how tired he
should have been stopped at the end of the last round, but
Oh,
That shirt
You
is
know what
something.
Josh whispered to him right there?
That is a heck of a shirt.
was he telling him
Right
to?
now, motherfucker.
Was he telling
Oh.
Condit there to shout out his sponsors? And Condit's like, I just took too much brain damage. I can't remember that.
yeah.
Jesus, that was a wild fight.
As far as hideous MMA shirts go,
That's
that
bad.
one's not bad because at least there's like something to it.
There's like, it has the movie thing going. Yeah, it's like it's
Yeah.
something. Yeah, you'll get some like mainstream. Oh, he's not so. Oh, okay.
Man,
That
some
was
shit in that fight.
There's a lot going on in that shirt, though.
That was a good main card, man. They threw in 2 great prelim fights, 2 great finishes.
That was going to happen.
Hey, you guys trusted me to pick a good WEC card. I picked a good WEC card.
There we go.
So we need to maybe put out a poll again and try to get a pride in here, dude. I want to try to find a shorter pride show, or maybe
start partway through.
Is there any way you can cut them down, Sean?
I mean, I could cut them down for us.
Yeah,
but that's
we can just start it. We can just start it, whatever, with like 5.
Yeah, it's better to pick a time because then the people want to throw it on.
Yeah. We can just say, I can just as long as we can find like 5 straight fights with pretty good finishes or something or whatever.
It's hard to get one of those.
I know.
It's hard to find a pride card that's not like 3.5 hours long or something like that.
If we just start like with 5 fights left, it'll be fine.
But on some of those pride cards, they show like legit fights, like second fight in and shit, you know.
Especially if it's one of the tournament cards.
Yeah. If it's tournaments cards, then we're kind of fucked.
I mean,
I'm sure we can find one.
We can do that, or keep go back to UFC, or I'm even down for another WC card. We got a couple more of those that are pretty good.
That one wasn't bad.
You should watch the UFC on Fox card with Paul Harris versus Belcher. One of my favorite fights.
We got some. There's some good ones to go through. I think we're gonna have some time to.
Well, we got a
little bit of time still.
Minimum of 4 weeks.
At minimum.
Yeah. Wednesday night. Remember, if it was day night, there'd be an event on Saturday. At Tashi Palace.
Whenever Dana and Vince get in that room and hammer out the deal to open the economy back up again.
Yeah. Is that before or after Vince lets go of half his roster?
Well, I mean, they
for all that money he gave to the Florida government. So
that was his wife. That's not him.
And how Linda donated $1.5 million to a Trump campaign PAC. You know, the day
it was $18 million they donated to Florida.
No, Linda McMahon donated $1.5 million to a PAC for the Trump campaign too. The day Vince came out and said, we're going to continuing doing shows at our Apex Center.
18.5, Wes. 18.5.
To the PAC? I thought it was $1.5 million.
Different thing. This is not related to Florida. Wes is going on the Trump thing. It's the Florida thing that Nushan's referencing.
The day Vince McMahon.
I know, they gave $16 million to something in Florida.
No, there's another one. Look it up. That Linda McMahon herself donated $1.5 million to a super PAC that's tied to the Trump campaign. Like right in there.
They want Trump to be in office. We get it. But the $16 million is specifically related to Florida.
That is too. They just did an article on it. The fucking New York Times just ran a whole expose on the whole fucking thing. That was part of it too. They're donating $16 million and $1.5 million to one of his super PACs.
Yeah, and then just let go of like 15 of their wrestlers.
It's greasy. It's greasy as hell, dude. It is good. But
you know what Vinny Mac's doing right now? You know what he's doing?
I don't know, banging one of his wrestlers.
When the coronavirus goes into next year and cuts into WrestleMania time, he's still got a venue available.
In the seat,
have a Trump property they can use.
Mar-a-Lago, hey, WrestleMania on the lawn in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, Fight Island on the
Well, so the UFC are saying maybe in the Vegas at their performance center, but the way DeSantis did Florida, he made them all essential. So the UFC
so it might be in Florida.
Yeah,
any combat sport can be there, basically.
Yeah, the UFC can run events with no spectators in Florida right now. If they want to go do it, they can do it down in Florida.
Theoretically, why would you want to use the Florida venue when you already have your own venue that costs you no money?
Because Nevada hasn't opened it up yet.
That's the only reason. The Athletic Commission won't allow it, right?
There's shit shut down to where the Florida you can do it there because DeSantis is a fucking moron, dude. A moron.
I've heard him on TV. He's not the brightest at all.
I mean, he was pretty much handpicked by Trump and Rick Scott, the old governor that became the center of Florida. They kind of handpicked DeSantis. He was the congressman down there and was pretty much a Trump lackey.
Wasn't he the guy who said that no one under 25 or under 30 died from the coronavirus?
Yeah,
And
that was
like, nobody in Florida. Oh, sorry.
that was
He
this
also said he
week.
didn't know what asymptomatic.
That was this week.
No, that was the Georgia governor, different guy.
Oh yeah,
No, I thought
yeah.
it was a Florida guy too.
The
Oh,
yeah,
was he?
think
No,
No,
Georgia
the
guy.
Georgia guy learned that in the past 24 hours, the disease can be transmitted. He's that guy.
hey, the Georgia governor did come out and was like, I'm shutting the state down because just today I found out that this shit can be spread. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, how is one person getting it? How is anyone getting it? What do you
Ay, ay,
think?
ay.
What the fuck?
I think
Oh, man.
I'm more willing to think this one actually happens definitely compared to 249 last time. I think it's definitely
There's a
possible.
much higher chance because
Yeah, because at least they've got time to work out a deal with somebody. And
I mean, they're idiots. Why would they go to California when California was already in lockdown? Like, I don't know why they were trying to go there.
I didn't understand
It's
that. I thought they were going to do it on an
The-
Indian reservation in
the
Oklahoma. or
tribal-
I
something.
know, but you
The
know there's
tribal
going to
land.
be some shit.
Yeah, but they could have went to Oklahoma and did it. Go to Windstar or go to the Navajo Nation or something. I don't know.
Don't you think though that card goes off if Dana isn't in the media every other day talking about how badass he is and how he's going to hold this card, and then it leaks out where the place is and the government gets involved? Like, I'm pretty sure that card happens if he would have just shut his mouth. And
I think there's about a 50%. 50% of it's like I want to get business going. And the other 50% of it is like this might be like there's always something with him where he's like, if I just keep talking, like it's good for UFC because like people are like hearing our name.
he is a
That's
total.
always part of it.
He's a total narcissist like his homeboy. I
Yeah.
just put it that. He's
And
a total.
He learned from Vince and he learned from Bob Arum. Like these
He's
are the
a
guys.
total narcissist.
They're all the same. They're all the same. Goodell. They're all the fucking same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Sean though. I think there's a pretty good chance that this one goes down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it all plays out going forward, man.
it doesn't go down the way it looks like it's people are putting on paper. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to work here, man. I'm just not sure that. Hey, how do we know what shit looks like in Florida in a month? Like seriously, or in Vegas? How do we know? Like,
You don't.
You
Would-
don't,
do
that's
we-
the thing.
do
You
we-
could look
I think
good and then
Florida
all
is
of a
going to be
sudden-
worse in a month because
in a
Florida.
month, in a month, Florida is going to look like New York. I'm telling you, in a month,
Yep.
Florida is going to look like New York, and there's no fucking way.
Send me a clip of that later. Okay?
And there's so many
I'll use
old
it.
people that there's going to be a lot.
There's going to be deaths everywhere. There's no way they run a sporting event in Florida in a month. I don't see it. The Apex Center is legit, though. I could really see that.
Their venue. It's like the WWE doing their event at their like.
They're getting Corona now too, which is
Yeah.
they got workers coming down with it. So does the government step in and be like, "Look, the WWE's having problems. Y'all can't do that shit." You know, we'll see. A month's a long time.
That is a long time. It's
Especially
felt
if
like
they
a
start
fucking long time.
relaxing some of the restrictions in some of those states like Florida, and then who knows if there's going to be a
It-
relapse.
How it's going to happen? It's going to go like this: Donnie doing his whole thing, saying, "I have absolute power," and then people's like, "No, you don't." The Constitution says, conservatives used to believe in states' rights. That is in the Constitution. So, no, what's going to happen is he's going to open shit back up, and Republican governors of states are going to open their states back up. They're going to open the restaurants back up. They're going to have flare-ups. Democratic governors are not going to open their shit back up, and they're going to keep their cases down. And that's how the country's going to be for a little bit.
There should be some states that allow like something. Like if you're a Hawaii, like I mean, you have 5 cases yesterday. Like there's no.
But
That's a different animal. It's an island that's so far away, man. Just
But
don't allow other people to come in.
those numbers are shit, though. We don't have
I guess you really don't know.
Does
We don't know.
Nebraska have anything, Jay?
What's up?
Does
A couple.
Alaska have any?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got a couple. Every state has had a death. All 50 states have
That's
had
true.
a death.
Wyoming just had their. I think it was the last state to have.
I mean, look
Yes.
at the Smithfield plant in North Dakota.
I know it's a bad situation. Alaska has 293 cases overall. Had 8 yesterday.
Shit.
They were North Dakota. None of that area had big outbreaks. They're up to 550 positive cases in that Smithfield plant in North Dakota and Sioux Falls,
South Dakota.
which is their biggest fucking city in the state. The governor refuses to shut the state
I
down.
know,
So
the mayor's thinking of something
Is
else.
Nevada
That's
Republican?
bad
and
situation.
that's a Republican mayor. That's a Republican mayor begging the Republican governor to shut the state down, and she refuses to do it. She's using her resources to do trials on that fucking made up drug that Trump said is going to cure everybody. That's what they're using their resources for.
So
And she
is
refuses.
Vegas a Republican state?
I don't remember.
It's really split. I believe they have a Republican governor right now, though.
Well, then
It's all
the Apex Center.
It's all to the governors, man. It's up to governors right now. But how do we know how it looks like in a month? Like that area out there, the Plains area out there, South Dakota, North Dakota, and all them, they barely had any cases a week ago. Now you got an outbreak like that in fucking a plant, then they're just going to spread it everywhere. That shit's going everywhere out there.
There's whatever it's like, 550 cases like that are connected to that factory that produces 5% of the country's pork or processes it. Yep. And then there's another factory, I think, in Iowa where they have like 150 cases, which is also a pork processing plant. The irony.
And Nevada governor is Democratic, by the way, so we might not have fights.
Yeah, see, that's the main thing is.
It's going to come down to money. There's got to be a lot of pressure in Nevada to open things. I mean, because of the tourism is such a huge piece of that economy. Florida, Nevada, those two states in particular, Hawaii, I imagine, like those three, like it's such a huge piece of their business. There's so much other pressures.
The Nevada governor should just figure something out where everybody gets some money. Like, stay home. Like, don't worry about it being a federal thing.
The economy's the economy, but if your fucking workforce is dying all over the place because you rush them back, what do you think the economy is going to look like after that? You know, I mean,
they care about that. They only care about what's his name, Johnny Chan, coming from Macau and playing $50,000 baccarat.
I mean, look, when
you know why they don't care is because they're going to make a shitload of money from it.
They are. I get it. I get it. Like, people keep saying about sports and shit, and I'm telling you, man, there is not going to be sports. Like, they're talking about college football, and like the sports people said today on the call with Pence, if you're not going to allow students back in a crowd, we're not having money. Yeah. But it ain't the audience. Is it, if it's not safe for students, how can you ever justify the fact that these athletes should come back and entertain you for money? You got
athletes that aren't paid.
That's out the window. That right then and there goes completely out the window. So then
why are you going to play if you don't have school, you don't have a scholarship?
Oh yeah, the lawsuit from the kids to the NCAA.
It would only be because of TV. That would be the only reason.
They have lawsuits for monetary shit, and then they have lawsuits for their fucking health that y'all forced them back. There is no way they're playing college football. Y'all can give that shit up. It is not happening.
Professional sports.
About a week ago, I was like, there's no way it's going to be done by then. But the more you hear, the more you think about it, like that they're pushing even longer for these potential sporting events. I mean, I think Germany banned, and they seem to be at the forefront of this until August 31st. And all large gatherings. So, and we're farther behind on the curve than they are, as are most countries around the globe. So,
and it's not the curve, it's the testing. Germany has massive testing. They are testing everybody. The only way anything gets back to any kind of semblance is if you can test everybody. Like, they're talking like the NBA.
US has tested over 3 million people, but the problem is that how many people have they tested more than once? How many people? How many health workers have been tested like 4 times already? Yeah, so how many people have actually really been tested? And just because you're tested once negative doesn't mean you're going to be positive in a week. I mean, it's whatever.
And what's 3 million tests to 350 million people?
Yeah, it's 1%.
Like, it means It means absolutely nothing. And they're talking about NBA guys literally living in a hotel.
Oh, that was the baseball thing. The baseball thing's even dumber. The first idea, let's do the games in Arizona, all in minor league baseball teams. Then the second idea, let's do the games in Japan. Well, the U.S. baseball teams will play in the morning, which is prime time in the United States, and then have the Japanese teams play at the same artificial dome stadiums. And this is a dumb idea.
And they're acting like all these guys are just going to be like, "Cool, tell me what to do."
Yeah, all these guys have unions, so they're not going to.
There's no way. There's no way these guys are like, we're going to spend 5 months in Japan or whatever. No one wants to do that.
They're not doing this shit. Like, they think that like they'll start the NBA. They were staying in the NBA too. They'll keep them in hotels and they'll keep them away from everybody and they'll test them every day and shit. You think all these NBA guys want to play ball so fucking bad that they're going to show them like, "Hey, fuck it, keep me in a hotel room and let me just play ball and test me every." They ain't doing that shit. They're worth millions of dollars, dude.
I just don't know how the TV rights work and if they can still get paid and that whole game.
I don't know how contracts are even going to go in this shit, man. I'm not sure you write in a worldwide pandemic into a contract. I don't really know how it's going to work.
Insurance, I imagine.
Yeah. There's probably definitely insurance for godlike things. Sports are fucking done, people. I think we're going to have some shit like maybe golf. I could see golf. I could even see NASCAR. I could see racing happening with no fans because that's TV shit.
I mean, they do
CS:GO like I am.
so.
I mean, Warzone, baby. But, dude, to think that there's going to be.
But there's a huge economic hit by not having without ticket revenue.
What's
merchandise, ticket revenue, concessions? I mean, so how can you even pay the athletes? You know what I mean? Like how everything gets affected. So like there's a lot, like especially like say soccer, where there's so many teams and divisions. Like those third division teams that can't do ticket revenue. Like there's no team. There's no.
They're struggling to survive already.
Yeah, exactly.
Other countries is a kind of a different thing than us, though. Like, and it should show you how badly we are botching testing.
There's a lot of countries that botch a lot of things. I mean,
but well, let's talk about present time to where Germany is talking about getting back to having soccer in a month because they can test everybody. They can test all their players every day and see who has it. We ain't even close to that. We can't do nothing like
Germany's
that here.
Also this big.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. But that's a place that can have sports start back up. Yeah. We're nowhere near it. We're not having sports anytime soon. People keep thinking this crazy shit. Y'all can listen to Clay Travis and have him fill your mind with some of the craziest bullshit.
I blocked him. I never block anybody, but I blocked him.
This shit's fucking real, man. And as a country, we're not fucking doing this well at all. We are not doing good here. I don't care if you're fucking on the train or not. We're not doing good here, man. You can agree with everything else that Trump and Republicans do. That's fine. I'm not here to argue that. Everybody teach their own. They ain't doing this good, man. We're not doing this well at all. We don't have testing.
You think we're going to gain listeners or lose listeners from this news?
Hey, Jay. All right, you've been doing numbers.
They both just died, or did I die? I think I died.
Numbers, yeah.
What do you think really like gets shit back going? It's fucking testing, right? You got to be able to test.
I think it's continued mitigation in areas where they really.
But how do you know you're mitigating anything if you're not testing?
It's all testing.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty theoretical that if you don't have society, then you can't transmit a virus, right? Like at least at the same significance.
But I mean, there's
no way I could have gotten this virus because I haven't left my house in over 2 weeks. So
I mean,
how could I have gotten it in the last 2 weeks? Like unless it just travels the air, and then what's the point of the mitigation to begin with?
I mean, more like let's talk about how they're talking in 2 weeks or so, getting people back to work and restaurants and shit opening back up.
Well, we'll see about that in the next.
The only way you can open up pockets of the country and shit like that is to know who has it and who are done with it and shit. That is testing. We don't have it here.
What I really think they're doing is they're just saying 2 weeks.
They don't even want to know.
And then they'll just push it, and who cares? They're just
they'll say, okay, these areas
they're gonna do it
with, and then these
it's
areas
gonna happen.
With. There's no way where I live, they're gonna be doing anything until like June 1st.
You're not, because you have a good governor. Alabama, that's a different story. Georgia, that's a different story. Fucking South Dakota, that's a different story. They are good. South Dakota ain't never closed. They're still open. Their restaurants and bars and shit are still open. That's like if you have a good governor, like literally, I am fucking lucky as fuck. My previous governor lost in a red state. The Republican lost because we would be fucked here if we still had that dude. Straight up, we would be fucked. We have a good governor that did the things that needed to be done.
You can say we have a good governor, but we also in this area have more cases than everybody else, like 10 times over.
Yeah, so. But you're in a hot spot.
I mean, as far as all the good things that they can say, and we can say they're great leaders, like that. Maybe they were too late to act.
You could have had any governor. Y'all were gonna have it bad, man. Y'all were gonna get it. Y'all were gonna get it bad, dude.
I imagine that was part of it.
New Jersey, right there by New York. It was going to be bad, man. You're a big populous state, man.
We're the most densely populated state in the country.
I mean, there's good Republican governors. The governor of Maryland is a Republican, and literally the governor of Ohio is a Trump. He's a Trump backer and has shut his state down and done he's done one of the best jobs in the entire country. And he's a Trump backer. I mean, he's all for every policy that it's not really, I don't think it's a Republican and Democrat. I don't think it's politics.
Yeah, it's common sense. It's concern for health.
It's common
concern
sense.
for health. And some people are just more concerned than others.
Yeah. No, even if you're not concerned about people's health, taking the right steps to protect people's health protects everything else that you want to have.
The economy. It protects the economy. You can't have all your workers come back and get sick and not be able to work. That fucking runs the economy.
The biggest disaster, and it would be the biggest, is if they restart some things, then have to basically go about this whole process again, and it would be the worst. Like literally worse than almost
2 weeks from now, Jay. How bad do you think it is 4 weeks from now if shit goes back in 2 weeks?
I don't want to think about it.
It's bad. Yeah, it's really fucking bad, dude.
That would be the worst thing. So I'd rather do this longer than try that. I mean, that's me though, and I don't have a say. So
I'm with you, dog.
But you should.
I'm with you, man.
Oh, okay. I should have ran for Congress.
On the plus side, we have lots of fights to watch, old fights.
Yeah.
To watch, so.
Yes, we do.
We can quit talking about.
I'm going to be watching a bunch more WEC tonight because I'm.
Look, it got
doing a show with Dan Tom this weekend.
I should rewatch Warrior.
What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing, Brian?
Top 5 WEC fights.
Oh,
that's gonna be good.
When is that?
Shout out to our boy Dan Tom. I like that cat.
Dan,
that's a good guy.
That dude does great
good
work,
stuff.
man. Yep. I like that cat's work. One of the few.
He knows his shit too.
He's one of the few guys. There's so many dudes that just.
It's changed over time, though. Maybe for the worst, maybe for the best.
Hey, you could pay $1 a day. Watch dudes jerk each other off.
Yeah,
DraftKings winnings and.
Yeah, having 100 lineups on the same thing and
$1 a day, baby. We got prime radio for you.
I think that's a good way to end the show.
Yeah.
Hey, in their defense, they got out in front of this thing just by a couple months.
They were actually geniuses.
They're planning ahead, right? Long-term planning.
Yes, I think that's a good place to end it.
We'll figure out what we're gonna watch next week, whether it's Pride. Or
send us some suggestions, folks. Pride stuff if you can.
If not, we're going to choose for you, and that's okay too.
I don't mind that either.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be back doing this type of show next week. I think everybody, we got a lot of positive feedback from listeners saying they like it, and we've had a fun time doing it too. So we'll try to keep doing these moving forward until we have some new content to discuss. Yeah. Until then. It's not a Habib, but it's something. He's saluting you all.